but as far as what's been on the field so far, like that's a good paycheck for somebody that ain't played a lot. And I'm hoping he do, and I'm hoping he do get on the field because I'm gonna say this: I am somebody that is in support of Chase Young.
Right, right, right. No, I agree with you there. I'm definitely in support of Chase Young and what he do and what he can bring to the table for and what he brings to the table just for any team. You know, I'm in support of him. I hope one day we get him back if he's healthy and if he's ready to roll or whatever the case may be. If we could put him back in, you know, put him back in. Do what you got to do.
Why? Why? Somebody
I'm saying if he's healthy,
I say all that.
to the team. So if you can contribute, I want anybody that can contribute to the team. It does not just Chase; it's just anybody. You know, I don't care who they are. I've seen him work. I think he works well with Payne and Allen. So that's really just my thoughts on him in those regards. I mean, if I might see Kellen Flurl and feel like he works well with Payne and Allen, you know, but
I like Furrow's his demeanor, his conversation. I've been watching a little bit of tape on him. He actually not as bad. You know, when you on the same line with Joey Bosa, you kind of get overlooked sometimes. That's just how I looked at it with Furrow.
No, he was with Bosa for a year. He was with Bosa. He was with Bosa. Yeah.
I mean,
But he was a high round pick too, though. And he just hasn't panned out all the way to where I think he should have.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. If we technically replace Chase Young with him, and that's a cheaper situation.
But again, I'm not to say he's going to be good or bad with Furrow. I'm not going to knock it and say he's going to be bad with Furrow or nothing like that. But I just goes to show what you get with.
I mean, I would say this, like I was saying about Chase Young. I think that Chase Young sixth, seventh season, when he's healthy, he probably will produce. And if he does produce in that sixth or seventh season, that's when we're gonna see the best of him. I feel like that about Colin Farrell right now. You know, he's in his later year, you know, sixth, seventh season. He's in his fourth season, right? Fourth, fifth season.
Yeah.
Who, Chase?
No, Colin Farrell.
You said Furrow? Yeah, Furrow's in his like fourth.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Now that he's close to home because I think he's from Richmond, if I'm not mistaken. So he close to home. He in a situation that he want to be in. He with a good defensive coordinator. Not saying that San Francisco defensive coordinator was bad or anything, but he's in a better situation for him. And so
he's in a situation
I think,
to keep a job.
What'd you say?
Yeah, this situation keep a job.
Yeah, but go ahead.
You take whatever job you could take it in that situation. Like if you are a highly touted free agent, then you take a better job. You know what I'm saying? If you are a lower touted free agent, then you take the job you can take.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Mean?
Yeah. All right, well, let's move right along. We're gonna go through the current depth chart and see exactly what we looking like right now. We was just talking about Sly. Again, I didn't even see him on the depth chart. We're gonna pull up the depth chart for the fans.
Nah, he wasn't on the jump.
I mean, that's Sly. The kicker. The kicker wasn't on there. The other kicker that we got. So we're gonna pull it up for the fans just so we can give y'all a taste. You know, because Point made a good reference last week regarding what we thought would happen with the roster and who we thought, you know, would make it, who wouldn't make it. So I think that's a good standing on which we begin at regarding this roster and this team roster and what we got going on with that. And for the starters, who's the starters? So let's get this roster up for you guys. That way we see. And again, we have the opportunity to not only peeking on the roster itself, but peeking on exactly what the roster looked like from last year to this year as well. Let me pull this up. I know you guys might not be able to see it, but I definitely can read it out.
We have a 90-man roster now.
Yeah, right now it's 90. Yep. Right now it's
We got a
90-man roster.
90-man
Let's get
roster
pictures.
now. Yeah, because we had 91, and McManus just got cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get Big Son back in. It's not letting me add him. All right, let's look at this roster. All right, there you go. Let's look at this roster, see what we got here going on. Okay. Zoom all the way in here. So you got head on down. You got at wide receiver. We'll start with quarterback. Quarterback, of course, you know you got Jayden Daniels. Right now is listed as the starter. For the Washington football team at quarterback. Jayden Daniels is listed as the starter right now. Just for I know we had some speculation about that. Let me go down.
Wholeheartedly agreeable.
Yeah, you gotta agree with that.
This. Yeah, it was a lot of speculation as to whether he would go into the season starting or what would be the scenario there. But Jayden Daniels is the starter right now. He's listed as the starter. Marcus Mariota, the backup. Jeff Driscoll is the backup to Mariota. And then after that, I believe it's, let me get this advertisement out the way. If I can move this. All right, let me get out of that. Yeah. I still can't move the advertisement. Okay, we back it up then. Other than Jeff Driscoll, after Jeff Driscoll is Sam Hartman. Would be the fourth string quarterback right now.
Yeah, you gotta agree with all of that.
Let's get
Mariota should definitely be the second string, and Jeff Driscoll, because he's been in the league, you got to give him third, and then of course Sam Hartman because he's free agent pickup.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I would let Driscoll and Hartman have it out competition.
Well, that's
See what you
essentially
got
what
there.
it is. I mean, that's what it is. It's not like Driscoll got a solid spot, but the third quarterback don't ever really have a solid spot. You know what I mean? So like he's not. I don't think he's locked in as the third. Like, but I think that he is the third right now, and I think he should be.
You think Driscoll?
What do you think about Hartman?
I don't like Hartman. I don't like Hartman.
I like Hartman numbers. Hartman don't have a quicker release. You don't have a quicker release nowhere near than Daniels, but I like Hartman. I've been watching him. I watched some film on Hartman. Hartman is not a bum. You know what I'm saying?
He's a cold.
Nah, he's not a bum. He's not a bum.
I'm a Notre Dame fan. I couldn't stand Sam Hartman. I'm not gonna even lie. I couldn't stand Sam Hartman.
I wouldn't say he's a bum. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't deal with him. I thought he was a bum.
Yeah, so I think they should definitely be battling it out. It shouldn't have been notified. I would have tied that position. Let them know you ain't got this on the wraps.
You don't automatically give it to Driscoll because he's a vet.
I don't care about you being a vet. You a third string. I mean, you gotta go with the competition that's right behind you. I wouldn't have tied it. Totally with a third.
I'm not saying like automatically like he don't have to battle for a spot, but you don't automatically put the vet before the rookie.
I mean, No,
Like
I
right
mean
now, we talking about
you see that right now with Daniels and Mariota. So no.
Sam Hartman with Notre
So
Dame
you would
played 12 games.
put Hartman before Driscoll right now on the depth chart?
No, I said it would be a tie right now. It wouldn't have been no nullified 3 for Driscoll.
No, I'm saying, but if you gotta put the numbers on it, you don't put who do you put? Do you put Driscoll number 3 or do you put Hartman number 3?
I'm putting both of them at number 3 on the joint. Both of them gonna have a 3
You
by their
can't put
number.
them both in number 3. You gotta put one.
I'm putting Driscoll. I'm putting Driscoll personally. I'm putting Driscoll. I can trust.
I mean,
Driscoll
that's the way the depth chart. That's the way the depth chart work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead and read your stats,
You
bro.
gotta
No, Hartman was 191 for 301, 63%, 2,689 yards, 8.9 yard average, 9.3 yards an attempt, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 159 passer rating. Before he was at Notre Dame, he was at Wake Forest, where he played 12 games. And he had better numbers at Wake Forest than he did Notre Dame. I wish he could have put up some of these numbers at Notre Dame.
He playing better competition at Notre Dame, though, than in Wake Forest?
Kinda. Notre Dame's schedule be tough.
They got way better competition.
But the ACC ain't no slouch, to be honest.
They not what they used to be either.
Yeah, they're not. No, they're better than what they used to be. They're actually better football wise than what they used to be. They're better, much better.
Not
than
basketball wise, but football they
are
better.
They just climb back up the ranks in football, right? Are we not right?
Yeah, they
were some garbage. You know what I'm saying? They were some garbage for some time.
Right. They've been much better in recent years than what they've been in a long time.
But still not to the level of competition of Notre Dame.
No, they're not. Notre Dame.
Okay.
No, he had 3,700 yards at Wake Forest in 2022, 12 games, 270 for completions, 428 attempts. Completion percentage was again 63. That seems to be his average completion percentage, at least over the last 2 years, 63. He had 38 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. That was really good.
Yeah.
And 2021, as a sophomore for Wake Forest, he played 14 games, had 299 completions. That was the most completions he had in a season. He had 508 attempts, the most attempts he had. His completion percentage had went down, though, 58.9 in 2021. He threw for 4,200 yards. That was his best season, yards-wise, and had 39 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. 49 touchdowns was also a career best in college.
Okay.
So he had some better seasons than what he did at Notre Dame. That last season, if you notice, didn't look like those Wake Forest seasons.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying what I was saying, just in my own defense. I don't want to sound like I'm dragging the man.
Y'all run the ball though. Y'all are similar.
Run the ball. Play defense and run the ball. You're absolutely right.
That's how Michigan is though.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. We play defense and run the ball. It's just the opportunities he did. I just saw him miss a lot. I saw him miss some stuff that I felt like he should have had. So that's really my take when it came to him, is just some of the stuff that he missed on, especially in some of the games that if Notre Dame had the best defense in college football last year, in my opinion. I know a lot of people might say Penn State. Penn State had a great defense too. But for me, it was Notre Dame. Michigan too. Michigan had a good defense as well. For me, it was Notre Dame. And so I just thought that Sam Hartman should have gotten more out of what he had, especially within the running game, like you just mentioned, Vito, and within the passing game. I mean, within the defense, I feel like he should have gotten more out of what he got out of that team. He could have gotten more than that. And that's just my opinion for that, especially seeing that he's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 year starter. Like he was a 6 year starter.
Well, could he got more? Could his coordinator gave him more?
Nah. They were solid.
What I'm saying is, at his other schools who were pass happy, you know what I'm saying? They did that, but at a school where it's run and defense balance, you're not going to get those same numbers. So it's offensive coordinator. If he wants that from him, you got to give him that, in my eyes, because he's already proven that he can do it.
Wasn't Roman? Who was y'all top wide receiver this year?
It was they were 10-3. Notre Dame was 10-3 last year.
Was it Keon Coleman?
It was Coleman. Yeah.
Florida State.
Oh no, you're right. Hold on.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. Y'all had a good top receiver. I can't.
No,
think of
our
his
passing.
name.
No, we didn't. We didn't have a good passing game. Now, I'm gonna say the receivers were better. I just didn't like Hartman. I didn't feel like he gave them. I didn't feel like he gave them a lot at quarterback. So the receivers' numbers weren't great. I'm gonna be honest, and that's why I'm about to pull them up so I can have some accurate numbers. They weren't great. I just felt like it was Hartman. It was a little bit of the system. To Vito's point, the system that we ran wasn't a pass heavy system, but I felt like it was opportunities last year. I felt like it was opportunities last year that they could have taken advantage.
Was there another starter? Did he get benched at all?
No. Hartman was the guy. No, they never even thought about benching Hartman. He was the guy. The highest, let me see. Make sure I'm on the right year. Yep. The highest receiver last year was Tyree, and he had close to 500 yards, and that was really it. And you had another guy, Evans had 422 on 29 receptions. Tyree had 26 receptions for 484, which is a really good average. 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. You had another guy had 4 touchdowns on 322, 19 receptions. So nobody really had a massive season. It was a spread out sort of a thing. Nobody was really the point guy because of the running game was really everything went off the running game. I just felt like I saw times where Hartman missed on guys where they were open.
You gotta have the talent though. You guys didn't have a surefire guy, I believe. Also, like some of the, this year was heavy on wide receivers, and y'all, in my opinion, Notre Dame didn't have one of those guys. So I think Sam Hartman was also product of not maybe having some of the weapons that some of the other guys had.
I can't even say it wasn't the weapons. I just felt like they did what they could do with Hartman. A lot of the offense was based around what Hartman could do, which is not a lot.
So
that's how I feel.
Well, I'm basing it on the wide receivers because, again, you had a top-tier wide receiver draft, in my opinion, over the last 5 years. I think this is one of them. And y'all had nobody enter the draft from it. I don't think it was just because of Sam Hartman. The talent wasn't there in comparison to some.
I don't think we had any singers though. I'm not. Let me just make sure we.
You don't have to be a singer to go to NFL draft.
So I'm not sure that any of them were super eligible though. The last receiver was the guy who played with the Green Bay. What's his name? And he played. That was the last Notre Dame receiver who was massive.
Who, Lazard?
No. Was it no, not Lazard, the other guy who went to
y'all school don't produce big wide receivers since Tim Brown. Who else y'all had that's been a major wide receiver?
They had some guys. I forget the guy's name.
You're lying.
Nah, they've had, bro. Hold on, let me
My
look.
gosh, you would know them in the NFL. It's not hard to know some of the guys that with the colleges for the top guys that went to the league. It's not a mystery for these guys.
Golden Tate, Michael Floyd, Tyler Alford, William Fuller. William Fuller is who I'm talking about.
Who?
William Fuller.
Who?
With the Texans. He went to the Texans, remember Fuller? The Fuller Bryce Kendall Fuller brother.
No. I was joking, but who?
Yeah, oh nah, he's all right.
So as long as you got 4 good seasons in NFL where we're making you what are we basing this on? Because I'm confused. Like my man Leo.
William Fuller was we was the other side. You remember who William Fuller is?
I don't care, bro. You can go look at the numbers. What I'm saying to you is that my man Leo is an Alabama fan. If I say Alabama and wide receivers to him, it's a statue. It's a certain grade level that you approach this conversation with. You don't say Notre Dame when I said Golden Tate. Guess what? Guess what with Golden Tate? Outside of Seattle, what has Golden Tate done? Absolutely nothing. I don't want to hear this when I'm talking about greats and we talk about new players.
Detroit too.
Yeah, he was all right. He was good with Detroit.
Oh my God. You know what?
He
I'm
got a
agree-
ring. He got a ring. What-
Hold on. To Vito's point, Golden Tate is the only guy on this thing with stature to me. Michael Floyd, okay. Will Fuller, okay. But Golden Tate is the only guy with stature on here. And when we talk about wide receivers, like Vito's about to say, I'm a Florida State fan also, and another fan also, and all the fans that I'm talking about, the teams, even from Miami even if you want to say Maryland, the stature of receiver is different. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
No,
Yeah.
real quick for argument's sake, because I don't be just clowning people. Y'all do know Golden Tate with Seattle has no 1,000 yard seasons. Y'all do know Golden Tate has 3 1,000 yard seasons in his entire career, and we are literally naming him as what?
I said he was all right. I didn't say that. I didn't say much more than
He
that.
got a ring.
I'm
I Golden Tate is one of the
Seattle
top
has the ring. The Legion of Boom is the reason of that ring. Golden Tate is not somebody you bring up
They
in that
never
Super
went.
Bowl
They
at all.
they never they when he was traded in the middle of that
If it
season.
wasn't for
They
Percy,
never went back to the Super Bowl after he left.
if it wasn't for Percy Harvin getting a concussion, Golden Tate name wouldn't even be brought up in that Super Bowl. Tyler Lockett and Percy Harvin was scorching along with the running back with Marshawn Lynch.
That year.
But now I'm saying, yeah, like he contributed that year.
Yeah,
He was
700
a
yards
solid
that
player.
year.
He was a solid player.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna say that he was a bum. He was a solid player. I'm not gonna knock him. He was all
And
right.
7 touchdowns.
But like I think that what the fellas is alluding to is that he's not elite.
Jahan Dotson number. So Jahan Dotson is a Penn State legend.
I never said he was though. Jahan Dotson don't have a ring.
I said Tim Brown. I said Tim Brown, and you just started naming mediocre guys. I was just waiting for us to name somebody from Notre Dame that has come out as a prospect that's a top 5.
I was just naming mostly recent guys. I'm pretty sure I could dig in the history and find some guys. I wasn't gonna have everybody waiting like that. Those was recent guys that we could talk about.
I'm looking right now, Ro, and the list don't add up. I'm looking right there. It just don't add up. Let's see. Can I go? I mean, Tim Brown, and they got Tim Brown way down here. Yeah. I don't know.
No, again, I'm not saying that this is great, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Sam Hartman is who I was
Raheem Ishmael. Didn't he play with Dallas?
Rocket Ishmael.
Yeah, he played with Dallas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the list ain't.
Big plays, memorable plays, but still not a big number dude. He's not even a Hall of Fame considered. He's not even considered for like All Pro.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing
Chase Clay. You know who was supposed to be good that wasn't? Chase Claypool.
I think he was good. I think his attitude wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was good. His attitude wasn't.
I mean, he's still playing, but like he was a prospect. He was supposed to be better than what he ended up being. You know what I mean? So,
well, he would have been that if he stayed up under Coach Tomlin, but he wanted to be an a-hole. You know, so.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes people don't mix and mesh. You know, regardless of who they are. You know.
No, I agree with y'all. I'm saying as far as Sam Hartman, that's the way I go to. And me not liking what I saw out of him when he was on.
But I think he's capable. His numbers before coming to Notre Dame showed you that he's capable of doing the work. Is the coordinator capable of calling the play?
Y'all ain't had no talent. I'm not even gonna put it on the coordinator. Y'all ain't got nobody that separation like that. Your yardage and production shows that for a quarterback that has thrown for 4,000 yards prior to becoming to a team who doesn't throw like that. I think y'all picked him up for his ability to manage a game the same way that I feel about the quarterback from Michigan that went to Minnesota. I don't think that means you're a bad quarterback because you can't get 4,500 yards. Some quarterbacks are just good and can win games. The Super Bowl winners of every Super Bowl aren't 45 to 5,000 yard quarterbacks. The ones that are a part of very powerful and strong offenses, yes. those are likely the quarterbacks that end up on teams as such. But that's not always the case. Sometimes some quarterbacks have everything else you need to win a game. Daniel Jones is not the greatest quarterback at all to me, by far, but he's still come away with wins in the NFL, even if it's just against the Washington Commanders. He's gone to the playoffs though, so you got to beat more than that team. You know what I'm saying? I think that coaches, you know what I'm saying, and things like that help with being able to make you a better quarterback. Again, when you come to the NFL, your record is 0-0. Your stats are 0-0. Your story begins when practice begins. It begins when OTAs come around. The one thing I'll say, just to be funny and give us a little clickbait, and because, you know, people like stuff like this. The same way that Garoppolo came up being the quote unquote pretty face of the NFL, Sam Hartman's got a cute face, man. No homo, no diddy. He's got an NFL picture frame face that you could put behind any helmet and sell a ticket. All right.
You know, this is my thing. The only team that Sam Hartman beat that was a top 25 team was y'all man, Caleb Williams. Everybody else, top 25, they lost.
Guess what, bro? He beat the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. That's some of the best motivation you could give him on air now.
I don't think Caleb Williams was all that though. That's why I'm
listen to hear me out. First of all, before you start the rant, understand that you are also a Washington fan as well. Right. I said if Sam Hartman is to give it or come away with this conversation in any way, in a positive note, it's to understand that in college, given that you were not even drafted, on your resume, you beat the Heisman Trophy / number 1 NFL draft pick in the NFL. This is motivation for you. Go ahead.
He was 13 for 20, 126 yards. 2 touchdowns, though. No interceptions.
Sound like an Alex Smith game to me. Managed the game.
Like a Heineken game to me. Sounds like he won the
game. This goes to my point. No. That just explains why I said
you to have over 100 yards, man. 122
yards. 126 yards is low. Yeah, that's pretty low.
That's a Heineken game.
I don't care. He won the game.
No, hold on. Hear me out. But this is why I said that. Because, of course, they held Caleb Williams to 20 points in the whole game, right? Notre Dame scored 48. They probably, Lord knows how many turnovers they forced that game. But this is what I'm saying. Against top 25, all the top 25 teams, they never gave up 20 points except to Louisville. That's it. Other than that, nobody scored over 20 as far as top 25 team. Nobody scored.
You had to look your wide receivers up, also meaning that y'all ain't had nobody to throw to, bruh, in comparison to what the rest of the NCAA had. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that those kids have no talent. They don't belong in the league. I'm not saying none of that. I'm honestly not. I'm really honestly not. What I'm saying is that the Marvin Harrison Jr.'s of the NCAA, the Malik Neighbors, the Brian Thomas Jr.'s, the Michael Corley's, those guys are the Luke McCaffreys. They were exceptional. I'm talking about not just their numbers. When you go back and look at tape, there are things that those guys do that were exceptional. And I just don't believe, at least for this year, that Notre Dame had somebody like that. I just looked it up. The last guy y'all had like that was Michael Floyd. And again, he was drafted in the first round because he was highly touted. You know what I'm saying? Again, you don't have that on your roster, so you have to
I'm just saying, out of what he did have, he had a top 10 defense, definitely. Probably a top 5 defense. I'm gonna look it up to find exact.
That doesn't matter because Caleb Williams had a defense in the hundreds and still had 10 wins in the NCAA, and he had crazy numbers.
That's why I said I believe that Hartman could have gotten more out of what he had because
Hartman got 10 wins with 26. Let's just understand this real quick that a quarterback who's able to only get 26 to 3,000 yards in a season and can get 10 wins is a quarterback that will always have a job. A quarterback that can throw for 40,000 to 4,500 yards.
Yeah, those 10 wins didn't come because of him. That was the defense.
That doesn't matter. Guess what we have on defense right now? on paper and allegedly, because I like that word right now, allegedly, we possibly have a number 1 through number 5 defense. Given that no one is injured at all, and the NFC East is tough this year because we help it to be just that.
Points per game, Notre Dame, in points per opposing points per game, they was 7th.
If the Washington team has this same defense, if they have a top 5 to top 7 defense all around the board, and for some reason Sam Hartman has to play, even if we don't like how it looks as far as him being the quarterback for that week, if Driscoll's not there, if he's hurt and Sam Hartman has to play, I don't care as long as he does not consistently turn the ball over. And if the defense has to win the game and he can win the game, guess what? I'm going to go get a Sam Hartman jersey because that presents heart preparation and the coach.
And then we had a running back who had 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns.
I will say this for
Eckler and Brian Thomas
say this for Sam Hartman. I will say this for Sam Hartman.
Yeah, running back guy had a beast. I got him on my mock. Go ahead.
He 1,308. I just felt like he had a lot to work with.
He's
That's
a
all I'm saying.
beast.
Listen though, if Sam Hartman, this is the one thing that is good about Sam Hartman. If Sam Hartman continues to do what he did in college, doesn't turn the ball over. What year did he have a lot of interceptions?
He had 14 interceptions in his in that big season he had.
In the first year. That was his first year.
No, that wasn't his first year. That was his third. But
you said 2021.
That was his first year start.
Yeah, that's the year count.
Yeah, no, he played in from 2018, 2019, 2020.
He also he had almost 40 touchdowns. He had 39
right, but he
touchdowns.
still had 14 interceptions. He had 14 interceptions.
The Heisman Trophy winner this year had 40 touchdowns. Listen, the Heisman Trophy winner this year had 40 touchdowns. Huh?
Right. I'm just saying, yo, you asked, did he have a those are double-digit interception year? He got 2 double-digit interception year. He had 12 interceptions the year after that. He got 2
and he had 30 touchdowns that year. He had 36 or 38?
Yeah, 38.
So that's a lot. That's predominantly throwing the ball.
Yeah, I would. Don't get me wrong.
And that's like 3 touchdowns a game to 1.
Yeah, I would take that though in the NFL right now.
I'm just saying.
I had those numbers last year.
What Driscoll numbers look like the last couple years?
We can look them up. I'm on Driscoll's side on this one.
To be fair to Driscoll, you can look up Driscoll in college.
Yeah, you got to look at Driscoll college numbers before you look at that.
All right, let's see what we got. I'm a pro Driscoll. I'm team Driscoll over here.
I don't think they add up.
I'm team Driscoll. That's me. I'm team Driscoll. Let's see what he got. He played for Florida. That's what Driscoll went to Florida. Let me see what he had. Driscoll, his last season. What you mean? Oh, well, they might not add up. They add up a little bit. He went to Louisiana Tech, and that's the CUSA conference. That was his senior year. He played in 13 games, 279 passes completed, 448 attempts, 62.3 completion percentage, 4,026 yards, 9-yard average, 9.4 yards an attempt, 27 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions.
They did that, except for 3 touchdowns.
Before that, he played for Florida. He only played 9 games. He was 114 for 212, 53 percentage completion percentage, and he had 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's his double-digit interception season. He only played 3 games before that.
Bad.
After that, before the season before that, he was a sophomore at Florida, where he played 12 games, 126 completions, 248 attempts, 63.7 completion percentage, 16 146 yards, 6 point yard, 8-yard average, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And that is, and as a freshman, he played 5 games. But he only had 14 attempts, so they was using him in some other roles.
That's in the SEC.
Yeah.
He was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just don't match up to Hartman. I'm sorry. Hartman for third string.
I'm still not gonna say Hartman. I'm still going with Driscoll. I don't believe in Hartman personally. Of course, this is me coming as a Notre Dame fan and seeing some of the games that were squandered that I felt like
look like as a pro.
All right, let's see what he got as a pro.
I mean, I don't think the number's going to be good, but I mean, you know, he still got actual NFL playing time, so you got to at least look at that before you say, absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to give these guys too much clout, but we'll see after this, and we can move on.
All right. All right, we go up to running backs. We got Austin Eckler starting. And I'm still gonna pull up Driscoll. I'm still pulling up Driscoll's what's the name stats too. Why they loading up.
Yes, by all means.
Yeah. Austin Eckler is the starting running back right now. Brian Robinson is the backup. Rodriguez is the third string. Jeremy Nichols is the fourth string back, and Michael Wiley is the fifth string running back for Washington right now. When you go up to,
I also got Austin Jones on the roster.
You said you got Austin Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm lost. You said you got an Austin Jones.
Yes.
At running back?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I see that over here. Yeah, I got Austin Jones. Okay, I see him down there at running back. Okay, Austin Jones. Yep, I see Austin Jones down there running back. Oh, they used the second. They used the second bar. Okay. Moving on up, we'll go at wide receivers. Left wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, of course. That's the starter. Behind him, Dax Mills is actually moved his way behind Terry McLaurin. As you know, as his backup. Not bad, Dax. Johan Dotson would be right now listed as the opposite of Terry McLaurin in the wide receivers group. Then you have Luke McCaffrey is listed as the starting slot receiver right now above De'Ami Brown, which is news within itself, I think. De'Ami Brown is backing up Johan Dotson right now. And Zacchaeus is actually the backup to McCaffrey in the slot. They have Zacchaeus being backed up to McCaffrey. Then you got Mitchell Tinsley would be the backup to Dax Mills behind McLaurin, and Damiere Byrd would be the backup to De'Ami Brown behind Johan Dotson, and Jamison Crowder would be the third string slot behind Zacchaeus. The fourth string would be Davion Davis. Shout out to Davion Davis. He be listening to the show too. He listens to the show. He's chimed in a couple times. So shout out to David. Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Davion Davis. Yeah, so we got and Tremaine Bryson is opposite Davis as the fourth string receiver. Alan Cashmere is behind Jamison Crowder in the slot.
That's my guy.
Alex King. Alex Akeem was the lineman. Okay, so Cashmere Allen is behind Jamison Crowder in the receivers. Up on the line, right now listed as the starter.
Hold up. Can we talk about this real quick?
With the receivers?
Bro.
Yeah, can we talk about this real quick?
Oh, yeah, let's get into it.
Bro.
Let's get into it.
Bro,
hey,
can you hear
speak
me?
your piece. Yeah, I got you.
I also got Bryson Tremaine. He's 6'5". He's actually the tallest receiver we got on the roster.
Yeah, he was with us last year.
I said Bryson Tremaine. I said
okay.
Yeah, I said Tremaine Bryson.
But yeah,
actually, I missed one. Rosemary.
Bro, yeah.
Rosemont, Jack
Yeah,
Marcus Jack Saint.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so
Rosalie.
that's the last one. He is
Yeah.
behind. He's the fifth string of
Okay.
You can go to
just
big stuff first, but I got
on
something to
Jeff
say.
Driscoll. Just to get y'all updated on Jeff Driscoll. His last season he actually played anything significant was with the Bengals. He had 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Other than that, it's been a lot of 1-game seasons or 2-game seasons. Before that, 2019 was with the Lions, 59 completion percentage, 600 yards, 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. After that, he was with the Broncos in 2020, 54 completion percentage, 432 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Before that, he was with the Texans. He didn't even play at all that whole season in 2021. 2022, he had played and made 1 game, 70% completion percentage, 108 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And then he went back to Cleveland. He went to Cleveland from that in 2023. Last year, he was with Cleveland. He had a 50% completion percentage, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, for a 63-yard rating. So it hasn't been good for Driscoll.
I'm taking him. I'm taking him as number 3.
It hasn't been good for Driscoll. It really hasn't.
Now, even though it hasn't been good, I still take that 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions to not having no NFL experience. I still take that.
Hartman.
Yeah.
For me,
so just to get the update on that. All right, so y'all got. So what you want? Oh yeah, so we on the receivers. What you got on the receivers?
Personally, shout out to Penn State. I'm loving the Nittany Lion energy. Y'all got to remember Dax Milne was also a Nittany Lion who came here. So we got Dax Milne, Tinsley, and Jahan. I do not agree with Dax Milne being behind McLaurin. I don't know what they doing over there, what they seen.
I like Milne.
I don't. I think Milne has worn his welcome out. I think he got what's his 50 option. This to pick up. I think this is the year that I think they put him there to see what they really can get out of him. You know, with all these other receivers that we have, because he might be in jeopardy of losing the job. That's just my assumption of why they put him right there.
How you gonna say that man in jeopardy? He could be tearing it up in OTAs. You talking about he in jeopardy to lose his job?
I ain't seen him tearing it up in OTAs. Only excuse my French, only white boy I see tearing it up is Luke McCaffrey. To be honest, in OTAs, I ain't seen Dax Milne diving downfield in the end zone for a catch 2 feet down. I ain't seen that from Dax Milne. But that's just my assumption.
I like Dax
Milne. I may be wrong.
I think that I like to see. I'm glad he's behind Terry McLaurin. I think Dax Milne is sure-handed. I think
you said who? Oh, he not behind Terry McLaurin. You gotta fix that, bro. Don't be leading on with no crazy.
It's right
stuff
here. It's right here.
Hey, I'm letting y'all talk because I already know who's gonna make the team, and I know who.
He's right behind Terry McLaurin on the left wide receiver.
Dax Milne is getting cut. He's getting cut.
Who do you got behind Terry McLaurin as the left wide receiver?
Right now,
Diami. It should have been Diami.
Dotson.
It's Diami is behind Jahan Dotson.
Last year we kept 7 receivers, right? I think we're gonna keep something close to 7, 8 receivers this year. The 7 receivers will be Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Luke McCaffrey, Jamison Crowder. Diami Brown is the only person I don't know if we're going to keep because I think we might trade him.
We keeping Dax Milne. Y'all got him messed up.
Diami Bird, I think he'll make the team, and Zacchaeus probably make the team. I'm hoping Davion Davis, we riding with you because you listening to our station. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm riding with Jay Davis. No joke.
Could replace Diami. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the 7 we keep. Everybody else, Dax Milne, you're getting cut.
Nah, I ain't got it.
Mitchell
I think he's
Tinsley?
sure-handed. I think Milne is sure-handed.
He
I
might be
know
short-handed, but he's
if you
surely getting
still
cut.
got
I'm telling you.
he only
Get
got on
cut.
the field because your roster was trash, bro. Come
But
on,
no,
Thank you.
no, I'm not going to say that. Dax Milne, if you
Yeah.
want to go to college stats, you don't want to go to his college stats because they
We
jump.
seen his
Who
college stats.
cares?
We know his college stats, and
His
his college
college stats
stats
could
ain't
have been
nowhere
his
near
college
Jahan's
stats could have been
Dotson
It's
stats.
better than it might be better than Jahan.
No, they not
Nah.
better than
I
Jahan
don't know
stats.
about that.
Jahan's stats is last year when he came out of college. He had 1,200 something yards and 13 touchdowns, bro. He had
Dax Milne
1,100 yards and 13
had over
touchdowns,
100
bro.
catches in every season that he was there at BYU. You got to remember that. Zach Wilson got drafted number 3 overall, largely because he was throwing to that man Dax Milne.
You know it was because there's nothing else to do out there.
Yeah, you got to get his back. Dax have never. Okay, he wasn't the greatest returner, but at receiver, y'all can't tell me where
What did he do?
Steve
running
He
Young
was
in
is
like
the
he
best
was like the
BYU player
he's a
to ever
young
live.
Humphreys, bro. Bro, he's a young
No,
Humphreys. We could find many of them. Remember how good Humphreys was
he
for us?
wasn't. He
Catching
wasn't.
passes. Yes, he was. He's just a young Humphreys, bro.
I like Humphreys too, though. I thought
He's just a young Humphreys, bro.
Clutch catches, though.
No, he's Trey Quinn. What are you talking about?
No, he's not Trey Quinn. Dax Milne. He's not Trey Quinn. Trey Quinn numbers are nowhere near Dax Milne.
Spicy, man. This kid is spicy.
Now the numbers are not there, but it's just what he turned out to be in the NFL.
Dax Milne last year at BYU, he had 12. He didn't have. He had 70 catches, 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns.
Okay. Okay. Jahan Dotson had 1,100 some yards.
He had 1,100 some
13.
yards. Dax
He
Milne
had
matching
30,
it.
and he had what it was close to like 90 some catches and 13 touchdowns.
I'm just saying.
So I'm just saying.
Dax Milne got the numbers of an all-star tight end.
Oh man, yeah,
I like
it's
him.
spicy. It's spicy.
Look, who got more drops in the NFL? Dotson or Milne?
Milne don't even get thrown to enough to have that many drops.
Open.
He don't even get thrown to enough.
Listen.
Just
Why are we
saying.
having this argument about Dax Milne? Where do you have Dax Milne? All right, I got a question. We're gonna go down the list. Is Dax Milne gonna beat out Terry McLaurin?
Of course not. Not the first 3. He's not going to beat them out. He is going to beat out Mitchell Tinsley, the people that's on his side right now. Mitchell Tinsley.
Though I don't see a beat out Mitchell Tinsley.
I'm pulling for Davion Davis to be behind.
Tinsley not gonna make the team. If you tell me he's gonna beat out somebody, make the team.
Jameer Bird is on the plays another position. He's on the other side. He's on the right side.
That's who's gonna be behind McLaurin.
Listen, we only kept 7 receivers last year. Is he gonna beat out Jahan Dotson? No. Is he gonna beat out Luke McCaffrey?
He's not gonna beat out the first 3, but outside of the first 3,
he's not gonna beat out
Brown and Crowder.
Bro, he's not gonna beat out the first 5. His job is based on whether he can be the 6th receiver or not. That is
he gonna beat out De'Ami Brown? No,
Brown and Crowder are locks. Everybody else he's gonna beat.
De'Ami Brown is not a lock. Stop saying that.
I think he's a lock.
Y'all are not getting the stuff I'm saying.
No, De'Ami is not a lock because the kids they might take the kids over De'Ami Brown.
I think they're gonna trade De'Ami Brown.
I don't. I think De'Ami Brown is a lock. I think
I
if they
don't.
trade him, they would.
I don't. I think him and Milne are definitely gone.
It's not a lock, bro.
They gave what's the name?
You got McLaurin,
his
you got
number.
Dotson, you got McCaffrey, you have Crowder. That's 4 people. All right. You have Davis, and you have the other free agent that we just got. We got the one from Atlanta, and
right.
So that's the one from Atlanta and one from Philly. That's the kids and Davis. That's 2 extra people. That's 6 people right there already. All right. Even if you feel like the kids might not make the team, you have after him De'Ami Brown, Tinsley, then Dax Milne, not to mention the rookie Rosemary Jackson, who's been mentioned way more than Dax Milne has since OTA started. That's 8 to 9 guys.
I don't think those guys going to beat out Dax Milne. Dax Milne plays special teams too. If you need an emergency returner, you have that in him as well. I just think I like
But
Dax
he's not.
Milne.
He's what? Has he ever returned the ball at any point in time that you were excited that he was returning the ball?
But he caught the ball. That's it. He
How
definitely
many?
never muffed
Steve
it. He never
Sims caught the
muffed it.
ball. Brandon Banks caught the ball. So
Nah, if
what?
we had a bunch of people back there who's some muff kings.
Last year?
No, not last year. No, not last year. Because Crowder came in last year. We got Crowder. Crowder was back there. So
the
I ain't
year
talking
before-
about Crowder. Crowder is the returner. But if Crowder goes down or something happens to Crowder, Milne probably would be the one back there.
No, you got a cornerback who they trying out of that. They're not even talking about Dax Milne. They're talking about putting a freaking cornerback right there.
They're talking about they said they were just going to test him out. You listen
They
to it
not
like
testing out Mills because Dax Milne is not going to be on the. I'm not fussing about this. We'll talk
right
about this
now.
when he gets cut.
Right now
When he-
he's
it's
behind
okay.
Terry McLaurin. Right now on the depth chart, he's behind Terry McLaurin.
We have this recorded.
I
I'm going to hilariously laugh once that day comes. Not because of
I
you,
didn't
Dax.
put the depth chart
It's because of
together.
this guy riding for you like that.
Are we willing to bet push-ups?
I'm willing to do them.
Are we willing to bet? We gonna bet something like a dub. We gonna start the dub off. A dub.
We can bet his.
What,
No,
Dax
we
Milne?
are grown men. 50 push-ups.
You can bet his uniform number.
No, I mean this is not even. This is beginning of the season. We gonna get up to the higher push-ups. I think we should start slow.
Hey, found me.
I can bet it. I can bet that Dax Milne will make the team. I can bet that.
You betting?
Yeah,
I don't think he's making the team. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
I do.
I've been told y'all Dax Milne was
I think
gone.
it's-
And y'all, I don't know what show it was. I said he's
I
when
think
we
it's Crowder
talked
and
about
Brown.
receivers.
I think it's Crowder and Brown, and then I think it's Milne.
Bruh, Bill, that makes 7.
I think we're gonna keep
I
7.
said the 3. I said Crowder and Brown, and then Milne.
I think we're gonna keep 7, but Mill.
So you don't think we keeping Davis? You don't think we keeping Davis? That we just signed from Atlanta.
Yeah, I think we'll keep Davis over.
No, you talking about
Demir
Zacchaeus.
Bird.
Zacchaeus is who we signed from Atlanta. No,
No,
I think
Zacchaeus
Demir
is
No,
Bird-
Zacchaeus come from the Eagles.
he
I
came
think-
from Philly. Yeah. Atlanta was Bird. Bird was the
Demir
one
Bird.
from
Bird.
I think Demir Bird makes it before Dax Mill.
They play
yes.
different positions though.
That's why Dak's not gonna make it. What position do Dax play?
On his side, he has to go against Mitchell Tinsley, Davion
On
Davis.
whose side? Why do you keep
On
saying
his side.
Dax don't have a side, bro? Dax get in when somebody hurt or tired. Dax don't have a side. He just get in.
But no, I think that they keep a seven receiver. The only person I think that right now that got a good chance, like Bryson Tremaine, because he's 6'5". We don't got nobody.
He don't
else
got a
that-
shot. He's just there to see if he can do it. Rosemary Jack Saint had most chance right now via what has been said through.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about what they've said via OTAs, bro. Outside of what Luke McCaffrey has
Who
done
said
to
it,
the press
though?
right now.
Who said that?
I mean, a lot of the. I'm saying that too.
No coach said
ESPN
that,
again.
though.
ESP, yes, they have. Oh, you're right. I sent these to the chat, bro. I sent this to the chat, bro. This is from ESPN, bro. This is from them at the OTAs and what they saw. It's from the it's from the people that were. It's the reports from the people that were at the OTAs, bro. They have to report on this. This is their report.
Watching. These ain't people who act. These ain't coaches with a voice.
You're right. You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right. You're right. In the report that I sent, if you go read it, it says the raving from the coaches. They don't specify which coaches. This is the people talking about what they're seeing via what they saw there. Can you go read it before you say this? If not, then I'm just stating what I read. Okay. It doesn't have to be by a coach at all, but we are also giving our analysis. So I don't disrespect nobody that's in the field of sports doing the same job that I do, but they have an inside track of this.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just theoretically, I think Dax Milne is maybe the 10th or 11th receiver we have. Even though he's put as the second behind in that depth chart, they already said nobody for real has a spot locked in. Now, theoretically, there are a couple people. Bobby Wagner is going to be linebacker number 1. Terry McLaurin is going to be wide receiver number 1. You know what I mean? There's some people that's locked in. You know what I mean? But outside of that, like the other people are still scrambling for a spot. And I don't think that Dax Milne is high up on the ranking, especially like I agree because I've seen the same thing about Rosemary Jack Saint. where they said that he had one of the best catches in OTA. I've seen Jahan Dotson. I've seen them rave about Luke McCaffrey. I have not seen anything about Dax Milne. So, just theoretically, I don't think he makes the team.
I feel y'all. I just disagree. I
All
feel
right,
like
well, we put the 20 push-ups on it.
that's all I'm saying.
Anybody betting with Dax Milne got to do the 20.
I don't think these 5'8" receivers, Zacchaeus and Bird, 5'6", and these 5'8" receivers going to beat Dax Milne out. That's just me. I just don't see it. You don't have with so many big receivers, and Milne is one of the only few receivers you have that's over 6.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Damiere Byrd or Zacchaeus is going to make it. One of them, I think, will make it, and the other one really won't. I think that's why I said Davion Davis got a good chance, and Marcus Rosemary Jack Saint has a chance. Theoretically.
And I got him being on the practice squad before he make the team. But if he just makes the practice squad, I feel like Dax Milne is the same type of player that would probably make the practice squad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think anything's wrong with him making the practice squad. I don't think another team is going to rush and go sign him. So you got a special team replacement if there's a need for him. I think he'd be a great practice player as far as the lining up in certain positions and stuff like that. But to me, and I'm not. Dax Milne has service for the team that I love. He has not played for anybody else. So I don't knock him because he had to go out there and fight with the guys that I root for each and every week. What I'm saying is that, to me, as a coach, Dax Milne does not present anything strategically that I need him for that gives me what I can't get when I'm about to face somebody on the other side. So if I'm facing the Miami Dolphins and I got to try to replicate the speed that Tyreek Hill would have or Waddle would have, I can't put Dax Milne out there for that. If there's a tight end that they have that I can say, yeah, he runs this route, but he lines up on the outside, that's where Dax Milne will go. But because I have a Ben Sinnott and I have a Zach Ertz, I don't need you, Dax, unless I just don't need you to run this and I want my veterans to get some rest or my rookie to get some rest. Being though Sinnott is a rookie, I don't need you, Sinnott. I don't need you, Milne. And the fact that Sinnott played wide receiver in high school, if I need you to line up outside tight end, just do that for me. Keeping Dax Milne doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even think that Mitchell Tinsley should make it if we're talking about talent because you added 2 other guys via offseason that I think that are more talented. The guy that played with Atlanta has so much experience. Yes, from Bird has so much experience from a similar position that Dax Milne was in, and he's gotten on the field and excelled to a point that he was a starter. Dax Milne has had plenty of chances, and he's never been the starter without injury.
I've seen Jahan Dotson drop a lot of balls. I've seen DeAndre Brown drop a lot of balls.
Last year don't count. Last year don't count.
I'm talking about the whole time they've been here. I've seen it, and I haven't seen that out of him. I think he runs routes. I think he got solid hands.
Dax Milne ain't never opened down.
Who Jahan Dotson not in his first season? That was a lie. He didn't drop nearly as many balls that he did in his last season. That's a lie.
Now, I'm taking the drops.
Go to the Giant game. Go to the Giant game in his first season. Go watch the Giant game. Either one.
We talking about one game. What about the whole season?
I'm just saying. I've seen them drop
when
more balls.
When is Dax Milne open downfield?
Well, but you catching the ball when you receiving punts. So if
7 yards.
If you just count that, he wasn't dropping those either. So whenever his hands were called,
never started in any of the offenses that you've had, and you're rooting for someone who never made a starter with 2 different coordinators.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what I've seen on the field. I have not seen. He has sure hands. So that's with
so
me.
You think he should start over Jahan Dotson? Would you start him over Dotson?
I don't know. I'm not out there watching the OTAs. No.
Oh, come on, man. You're rooting for the guy.
I would, though. Honestly, if you really want to be technical, maybe. How tall is Dotson? Dotson is what? 5 what? 10?
So So why are you worried about the wide receivers that we have if you are sure about
5'9"?
that?
What is about 5'9"? I'm right.
If Dax Milne is what we consider a fifth or sixth receiver, why are you worried about the wide receivers that we have if you are so sure about Dax Milne?
I'm not. Listen, I'm sure that when he get on the field, I know he's gonna catch the ball. That's the first thing I look at any receiver. Is can you catch? Everything else is secondary for me. And I watched him catch the ball. That's the only reason I'm saying. No offense to Zacchaeus, Damiere Byrd. They have dropping problems. Crowder is solid with the hands. I'm not gonna say Crowder has had a dropping problem because he hasn't. That'd be a lie. He's had fumbling problems though. He's had some fumbling issues here in Washington. Now, what he did with the Jets and Buffalo, other teams he's with, I can't speak on that. He's had fumbling problems here in Washington, though. He's had a season where he's had about 5 or 6 fumbles in that season. So I'm just looking at some of the, if you just want to just, and one thing about me, I'm gonna be totally unbiased on what I see. I'm not gonna say, oh, this man got the name, he's the first round pick, he's this, or he should start.
I'm saying
I'm just
the same problem the reason why I called him Trey Quinn is because he can't get open off the line.
Disagree.
The reason why I called him Trey Quinn is because he can't get open off the line. So you want to keep a wide receiver. You said what?
I disagree with that.
All right. I mean, look, you are on here. You are on live. We got time while we go talk about the other people. You can pull up Dax Milne catches. He's never wide open.
Well, let's pull him up. Okay. Okay. You're right. But I pull him up so that we all can see together, you know. Okay. But let's continue on while we going through that offensive line. But I'm about to pull him up. Offensive line, Cornelius Lucas at the tackle, Nick Allegretti at the guard, Tyler Biadasz at the center, Sam Cosmi at the right guard, and Andrew Wiley at the right tackle. And then you got Trent Scott behind Wiley, and you got David Nwangu behind him on the third string behind Wiley, behind Scott. Then you got behind Cosmi, you have Michael Dieter, I guess he came from Houston. And you have Julian Good Jones. He is behind Michael Dieter for the guard. Then you have Ricky Stromberg behind Tyler Biadasz. I don't like that. I'm a little bit nervous about that. You have Chris Paul behind Nick Allegretti. I'm a little nervous about that too. Mason Brooks behind Chris Paul. You have Brandon Coleman behind Lucas at the tackle spot. They got Coleman behind Lucas at the tackle spot. So they have Lucas starting, Coleman second from the list I'm looking at. And then you have Daniel Breeden behind Brandon Coleman and Alex Akingbu behind Brayden Daniels. Brayden Daniels. Behind Brayden Daniels is Alex Akingbu. So you got Brandon Coleman, you have Lucas, Coleman, Daniels, and Akingbu on the left tackle spot.
I think Coleman is going to take over that spot. Lucas might beat him out in camp, and if he does, kudos to him. But I think that's kind of Brandon's spot. If he can, if he can do what he got to do and be effective.
You think Lucas is going to start? I mean, you think Coleman going to start over Lucas?
Yeah.
I do too.
Those big guns.
Yeah, I think Coleman's going to start.
Again, Major Monday, going major. But
I don't know if I think Coleman will start over Lucas. Lucas, even though Lucas wasn't really great in the Ron Rivera's system, I think he does have potential.
I think they should have put Brayden Daniels at left guard instead of left tackle. I would say that. I disagree with having him at left tackle.
You said you disagree with having him at left?
Yeah, I would have put him at left guard.
Who you going to replace him with? Who you going to move? Because Nick Allegretti came here to start.
I know. I'm saying behind Nick Allegretti.
So you going to put Coleman behind Allegretti?
No, I said Braden Daniels.
Oh, Braden Daniels. Okay, yeah. I can see.
I don't like Stromberg as this backup center. I think they need more there. If you
I
ask me,
think that's kind of good though, because if you remember Chase Roulier started on the outside. He wasn't always center when he came to us. We put him at
Roulier, I
center.
know he was a center though the whole
Nah,
time.
we made him a center.
Nah, we put him at center.
We made him a center. He was just like Stromberg. He was
So who's the
undersized and
backup
everything,
center?
just like Stromberg.
So y'all are confident with Stromberg being a backup center?
Yeah, I was confident with him at right guard. I'm definitely confident with a center.
I don't know if I'm
plays center
confident in him
too.
starting at center.
I think Dieter backed up at center as well.
I don't know. That one is a little shaky.
I mean, as long as Biadasz play, we ain't really got too much to worry about.
But you have injured. The line is almost a certain spot you will have injuries. That's all I'm saying. The line is is a place where you would most certainly have injuries. Let's pull up these Dak Mills receptions or highlights, whatever we can get. Let's pull them up and see what we got here. Let's see what we can get here. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all listening to the Nature Show.
Right
It's Major Mondays. So shout out everybody out there listening, watching.
Yes, indeed. See, he beat a little coverage right there. And he beat a good corner. Just got to give him, here you go. Look at the route. Oh, yeah. What you talking about? Separation. What y'all talking about?
Hey, bro, bye, bro.
That's not separation. There wasn't no separation. Are y'all looking at the play?
You got it. You got it.
Bro, you said wide. You said wide open.
You got it.
I'm just saying, you got to give him a shot. He ain't had a lot of shots, a lot of chances. I think he all right. I watched his college film too.
The first play you was less than 7 yards that I said. So I'll continue to go with what you said. You got it, sir. You pulled up separation on a quick out.
I didn't pull it. I just pulled up his highlight reel, and that's what they pulled up. That's his only touchdown of his career right now. That's what they pulled up.
It's not much of it in that.
But I'm looking at these.
Hold on, bro. He only got one touchdown in his career.
That's it. He only has like 12 targets, 13 targets.
Wow.
But I'm watching him catch
That's
the ball.
pitiful.
That is pitiful, bro. Look right here. Another one. In traffic, good play.
Bro.
I'm sorry,
bro. Bro, how long has he been with us? He has 12 targets, bro.
There'll always be something to surprise you here. I promise you that.
I don't know, man.
Redskin fans, we fight. Okay? Don't matter how good or bad you are, we fight.
I just don't see him being bad. What bad plays has he made? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think Trey Quinn might got better stats than that man, dog. I think you might got
stats, but see,
put some respect on Trey Quinn name. That's crazy.
Again, I haven't seen him muff the punt. All these catches are clean. I just don't think he got the opportunity.
Because he's not good, bro.
I disagree with that. I just don't. Just because you don't get the opportunity don't mean you're not good. That's another thing.
What?
A lot of guys who just because you don't get the opportunity doesn't mean you're not good.
Who you talking about?
Chris Carter.
I know it just means you're not good enough.
Prime example. Chris Carter played for the Eagles, right? Didn't get a lot of opportunity. Went to the Vikings and was a monster.
He did get opportunity.
Yeah, no, he did.
He didn't get a lot of opportunity. No, he did not get the same opportunity he had when he was at Philadelphia than when he went to Minnesota. He wasn't even a starter at Philadelphia.
Bro, the Eagles, until they just got Devontae Smith, family always been a one wide receiver team, bro.
They had Fred Barnett and another guy on the other side. Chris Carter was not even a starter.
What I'm saying to you is that Philadelphia Eagles historically have always
you can say that about T.O., You can say
That's
that about,
the one guy they had Fred Mitchell, they had the other guys on the team, and they still only had 1,000-yard receiver. That has been the Eagles up until this last year with Devontae Smith, or the last couple of years since they got Smith. I'm not making this up, y'all. Even with Michael Vick with the Deshaun Jackson thing, Deshaun Jackson was a 1,000-yard guy, and everybody else is filling in the roles. They fill in the blanks. Their tight ends have been good, but they've had one major wide receiver, and then everybody else helps. They got more.
I'm just saying he was good. He just didn't have a lot of opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Just because you're not good, just because don't get the opportunity, don't mean you're not good. That's the only point that I'm making.
That's why he went somewhere else and started instead of going somewhere else and being on the bench. If Dax Milne go anywhere else, he's not going to start nowhere, bro, because he's not good. But it's okay.
There goes some separation right there. We watching his college highlights. Plenty separation right there.
College highlights. Come on, bro. We in the pros now. We were just talking about the stats.
Here we go.
College.
That's in college. You know, the speed is way different than the NFL.
You know, it's okay. It's all right.
I'm just saying. I think he's
saying he's been with us for what, 3-4 years, and he got 12 catches and 1 touchdown, bro. That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna put him on my list for being good.
If that was stock, if that was stock, bro, I would buy it. It's so low. If that was stock, I would buy it. I'm so serious.
I get it. But that's just my opinion. I think if he do get his opportunity, he'll show. And I think when he has got his opportunity, he didn't show. He's never had plays where I'm like, oh, that was a horrible play. I've seen some horrible Johan Dotson plays. I've seen some horrible.
But he's had enough film to do so. This man got 12 catches. What can you see horrible out of that in 3-4 years? That means he's had 3 to 4 catches a year, bro. What film do you have on that man to say, oh, that was bad? He got 12 catches.
Not ready for 4 catches.
But when he did get in the game, even as a punter, as a punt returner, he still caught the ball. He catches the ball. That's my main more than anything else.
You want to know why? Because
he catches the ball.
Your hands are soft. They're nice and comforting because you don't use them.
We've had plenty of returners back there who wasn't catching the balls. That's why he ended up back.
That's because they was in the game doing other stuff like playing.
I don't know. I rather, and that's just me. Whenever I look at any receiver, first thing I look at is can you catch? Can you catch? Bro, and he can catch.
It's been fair catching. Because for you to return the ball, because for you to catch it and not be able to get no return yards, you might as well fair catch the ball, bro.
No, he got return yards. Yards.
Yeah, he about 7 yards average. That's about what he get.
Let's find out.
That's probably something like 7 yards or something. Because he always run out of bounds or get tackled after that.
I ain't there saying that man gets a 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's usually like 6 and 7.
They don't have his average on here.
It's bad. They don't want to put it up there.
No, it's just this.
I'm telling you, my man is looking up a person without even a player card. If you go to Tops, they don't even have a Dax Milne player card, bro.
So, yeah. I'm sorry, Dax, man. You're gone. You're out of here.
They've already been gone. They have other options. They brought in whoever they want. They let the guys they didn't want go.
They had trash coaches. Oh my God, you did not.
They let go when they came in here. They let go who they want. Barton is gone. All these other players is gone. So they let go who they didn't want. They let them go.
It's different in the wide receiver room than in the linebacker room. I promise you. It's so different.
He's got both parents. He went to a really good school. You know what I'm saying? He's got lineage of, just being a good guy. And that sometimes that can get you in the locker room. You're all right. You know what I'm saying? It can keep you on the team when you're a really good guy.
I don't think that's keeping them on the team. I think they probably watched the film like I watched it and say, oh, maybe we got something here.
We got a third tight end here, guys.
If that's what you want to call him, fine. But at least he catches the ball. Whatever you call him, just say he catches the ball. He got good hands. And that's my criteria.
No. Now's Paul caught the ball. Now's Paul got thrown passes. That's what I call
How long did was now?
secondary tight
You want to
end.
go with Now's Paul's career and see
Huh?
how long it took for him to get some passes?
What you mean? How long
Do
it
you
took for
want
him
to
to
go
get
with
passes?
his career stats?
It
And
ain't taking him. It ain't taking him as long as Mill.
yeah, it did much longer.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see.
But we got a whole nother list to go on.
Okay. We can pull it up. You're right. Let me pull it up.
We can go on down. We can go on
Let's-
down memory lane and find out that now Paul did not suck as bad as Dax Milne did.
I mean, it just
Nowhere
took him.
near.
It took him a while to get his opportunity.
But he was
That's
still
all.
getting in the game, though. He was still getting in the game. Milne is not seeing the field like now Paul was.
Now, Paul was a tight end. He was a
Exactly.
blocker, so it was a little different. It was a little different.
Dax Milne is a tight end and a wide receiver, Brady.
I don't know. I think he'll get his opportunity. I think he'll prove at some point in time, whether it's with us or with somebody else, he's going to prove me right. Let's just say that. I'm not worried about him. I know if he does get an opportunity, if somebody gives him an opportunity, he'll be all right because he can catch the ball. And receivers who can catch, they always get the opportunity at some point. That's why he's still on the team, I believe, because he can catch the ball. They saw what I saw. You know. All right, so we on the defensive side of the ball. I think no, we haven't gone through the tight ends. Based on my list, they got Zach Ertz starting, Ben Sinnott second, John Bates third, Armani Rogers is still on the roster. Not bad. He is the fourth tight end, and Cole Turner is the fifth tight end. I don't know if I put Rogers in front of Turner.
I was about to say, I don't know. Turner been out there working, and I believe Turner got better athleticism than Rogers, to be honest.
You're tripping.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I put him in front of Turner.
But it's he been injured.
Oh, you say he's been injured? Yeah, he's been injured, right. Don't get it twisted. I like Armani Rogers. I think he has probably higher potential than anybody on here, including Sinnott, probably as a receiver, as a receiving tight end. I think he's a better receiving tight end than all them guys, including Ertz, including Sinnott, I believe he's a better receiving tight end than all of them. However, like you said, he's been hurt.
What'd you have today?
I don't think he's nowhere near better than no Sinnott or Ertz at receiving. No, even at receiving tight end. Have you seen the type of work that Ertz and Ben Sinnott put in?
Yeah, I've seen it, and I take Rogers first. I think Rogers got speed they don't have. They can't match his speed.
He has speed, but they got technique to go along with theirs.
I just want to.
His technique ain't what theirs is.
I think his speed is a mismatch.
Can you tell me what you?
It's a mismatch, but you can't catch it.
Huh?
Can you tell me what you had for lunch or had to drink today?
I ain't had nothing to drink. I'm just I feel like as a receiver, potential wise, I'm saying just raw talent, raw speed. That it's same way I say Jaden Daniels a better quarterback to me because of what he can do with his legs. That speed is hard to match. That's what I feel like with Rogers. I think Rogers he got some speed on him. I mean, he could take a screen pass and he'll get 15 yards before you blink. I just don't see that out of Sinnott. So not going to got to break some tackles and do some other stuff to get it. Rogers can just use his pure speed to get it. I don't see that.
What film? Did we watch the same film together, bro?
For Rogers?
No, with Ben Sinnott.
Yeah, we watch. Yeah, Sinnott. Yeah. But he don't have
yes,
the
he
speed
does.
that Rogers has.
He's even more of a bruiser than Armani Rogers. He will get away from you.
Tackles, he's going to do some other things to get it. But Rogers can just use his pure speed.
I've seen Rogers get caught up too. Rogers hasn't been open when these passes are getting thrown at Rogers.
I've only seen
Rogers has to go up over top. That's why he gets hurt a lot.
I've only seen him play in one game. And in that game,
what happened in that game?
Waiting for him.
How did he get hurt?
I don't know how he got hurt. I'm not sure how he got hurt.
He went up for a pass and got rocked.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Mhm.
Personally, I don't remember that. You know. Now it's
Yeah.
Paul's first season, 2 catches. Second season, 8 catches. Third season, 4 catches. Fourth
He
season,
already
he had
passed him.
39.
I'm about to say he already passed.
He already
He
passed him.
already passed him in his
No, I
He
don't
third
passed Dax
season.
Milne, bro. You can
No,
stop.
not,
He already
no.
passed Dax Milne. He said Dax Milne only had 12, bro. He already passed him.
Hold on. Let me go to his actual stats.
Oh man, it's Major Mondays, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. This is how we
Dax
do it.
Mills has 15 career receptions on 21 targets. Definitely a better percentage than who everybody up there. 21 targets, but he can't get open.
Yeah, 21 targets, bro. 21 targets.
What happened to the
21
other
targets.
6, bro? He missed 6 of them.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying.
He missed 6 of
That's
them.
high. That's just a high rate for what I mean, 15
He
targets.
He
12.
missed 6.
Okay.
For somebody who don't get in the game like that, he should have made all of them for the Mr. Meet and catch everything.
That's ridiculous. Every target, it could have been bad passes. He had 6. He only been played with us from 2000.
Oh, we're not going to give that excuse because we did not take that excuse for Dawson. We're not going to take that
It could
excuse.
have been bad passes. We don't know what the passes were like.
But I just said I tried to bring that up about Dawson. Y'all, you said no. He dropped passes, whether they were good or bad. He dropped them. So we're not gonna give him that leeway.
Just saying.
We can't.
No, now it's Paul and his first three seasons have not passed Dax Milne. Just to,
Yeah, this is 3 though. But this is Dax Milne. He probably is.
Dax Milne didn't play with us last year. He don't have nothing. He didn't clock in 1 game last year.
That's his fault.
What you mean? He still played with us last year.
No,
he was on the team. He was on
He
the
was on the roster. Yes, he was, bro.
On the field.
So he was on the roster. That's his fault.
That even goes more to show that he's not good, bro. I'm confused on what we arguing here. You argue the man don't get a chance, and he showed you why he don't get a chance because somebody didn't think that he was good enough to get a chance.
Just because somebody didn't think it don't mean that I'm gonna sit there looking at his film like, oh no, this boy can play a little bit.
You're right.
I'm gonna say,
right.
But
we're gonna keep paying somebody who don't play. That's great.
Hey, I believe he get in the field. You'll see what he got. 12 for 15 ain't. 12 for whatever was it. 12 for 15 ain't a bad. Or 15 for 21 is not bad. That's not. That's a high rate. That's higher than Terry McLaurin. That's higher than Johan Dotson. That's higher than.
Of course, it's higher. He only got 21%, 21 targets.
Whatever all come his way, he catch it, and that's the only thing I saw.
What is his average?
That number right there is indicative
what is his average
of what I saw.
What is his average per catch?
8 yards a catch.
Bro, I told you he don't even get a first down. I don't even know if he's gotten a first down.
I'm just saying. It's a high percentage. I mean, in any fashion.
Hold on, am I seeing the screen right or my eyes deceiving me? I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I'm looking 2 spaces down. Or do you just have it rolled up or something?
What?
That can't be true.
Where? Dante Fowler starting?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Mathis. Mathis for Darian Mathis.
It's oh no. I might got it on last year. Sorry. Yeah, it's on last year. Let me pull this out. Yeah, that's last year's. No, actually, yeah. No.
I'm about to say you probably got rolled it over. I was like, hold
that
up.
wasn't the first team. No. Dorrance Armstrong is the starter. Let me not get all
the
pads riled up. No, Dorrance Armstrong is the starter. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen at left tackle. Deron Payne at left tackle. Jonathan Allen, right tackle. Cleveland Farrell is the defensive end, the right defensive end, and Dorrance Armstrong is the left defensive end. Fowler is behind Armstrong. Obata is behind Fowler. And John Baptiste is still here. Oh no, that's the rookie. I thought I'm thinking Pierre. John Pierre, but John Baptiste is the guy that's behind Obata. Fideldrian Mathis is behind Deron Payne. Hopefully we get to see him. And Jerzon Newton is behind Jonathan Allen. Pateo, I think I like Pateo. Bidding Pateo is behind Jerzon Allen. And Norrell Pollard is behind Pateo. And Hagai Nadusi is behind Ridgeway. We still have Ridgeway. John Ridgeway, we still have him. And John Ridgeway's behind Mathis. When you move it on down, you got behind Cleveland Farrell is KJ Henry. I'm excited to see what he has this year. Andre Jones Jr. is behind KJ Henry, and Jalen Harris is behind Andre Jones Jr. At linebacker, they say that this is probably our best unit. So, projected best unit out of what we have is the linebackers, where you have Frankie Louvu will be the West linebacker. On the other side, Jamin Davis will be behind him. Bobby Wagner would be the middle linebacker. And Anthony Pittman from Detroit would be behind Wagner. Jordan McGee would be behind Pittman. Behind Louvu will be Jamin Davis. And Walker Mackay will be behind Jamin Davis. And Keandre Jones is behind Walker Mackay. Bo Bauer is behind Jordan McGee at the linebacker spot. Okay. Moving down to left cornerbacks. Left cornerback would be Benjamin St. Juste they have starting right now. Michael Davis from the Chargers is the right cornerback. Forbes will be behind Emmanuel Forbes will be behind Michael Davis. James Pierre would be behind Benjamin St. Juste. Christian Holmes. I don't like Christian Holmes, but Christian Holmes is behind James Pierre. Nick Whiteside is behind. It's behind Christian Holmes. And Castro Fields, Tariq Castro Fields is behind Noah Ngbagne. I know I didn't butcher his name, but Noah Ngbagne is behind Forbes, and Castro Fields is behind Ngbagne, and you have AJ Woods behind Castro Fields, and Chigozo Chizi Anuzium. He is behind. He's a rookie. He is behind Whiteside. And in the slot, they have Sandstriel starting. Mike Sandstriel starting over Quan Martin. Then they got Quan Martin second. I don't know if I like that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Me neither. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Quan is proven, and Quan was really balling out the last 3 games of the season, showing that he deserved to be here. I think that's just gonna make him step his game up even more.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna make our nickel even dangerous, to be honest, because if you have, your guys on the outside already, and then bring them 2 guys in your nickel, I think that's going to be dangerous.
If Sandstriel is as good as they say he is, I would put him with St. Juste is. Personally.
No. He's a dog in the slot. He plays your slot man and your tight end like a dog. I'm telling you. Like a dog. I watched film on this boy.
Or I'm going to take Jeremy Chin off the field and put Quan Martin with Chin at the strong.
No.
You're tripping.
No. You leave Jeremy Chin right there, and you let them guys, both of them guys, play that nickel. You let them 2 play that nickel.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
like Quan Martin. I don't know if I put, or I'm just gonna start Quan Martin and put Sandstriel. Let Sandstriel back him up. I'm not starting
No, you have
and
no.
not
Listen, Ro, you have the luxury of rotation of hybrid guys now. You have the luxury, if you want to, you have the luxury to rotate Forbes out where St. Juice is. You have the luxury to rotate Forbes out where Davis is. You have the luxury of Savage Strill and a luxury of a Quan Martin that you know you're gonna get what you're gonna get out of him. And you can move the safeties around.
And
Force, you got
and
Butler, you got
but
Chin. You can move those guys
is
around. You got the
Chin better than
luxury of
Quan
doing
Martin?
that.
Is Chin better
Huh?
than Quan Martin?
Yeah,
at the position that he is, yes. You
yeah,
talk about a free safety and a strong safety. They're two totally different responsibilities. They're not the same responsibilities.
yeah. Quan is free.
One is in the box, one is in the coverage more. Not that they both can't cover, but one is more predominantly in the box, and that's where Chin would be responsible for him. Quan would be more serviceable at your free safety because if there's any assignments where your force, I mean Forbes or St. Juice or anybody is getting like caught up or lost, then you had the ability to have Quan Martin back there who can cover like from so many different positions. So if he can cover from different positions, he's going to know the coverage that they're in. He's going to know where to help, where to give help at, where you're not going to be able to give help at, stuff like that. In my opinion, Quan Martin starting at slot is crazy for the fact that the kid runs a 4.6, and nothing wrong with a 4.6, but it's some guys that you're just not going to be able to keep up with in that position like that. In a when from the 40 yard when there's 50 or 60 yards behind you and nobody helping you in that spot. Sarah still not only graded well, but he also is regarded as probably the best cornerback in the draft, hands down. This is by coaches alike. This is by scouts alike. This is from draft grade and stuff like that too. That they believe that he's possibly the best cornerback in this draft. Not only can he play on the outside, but his responsibility on the inside is why he's so special. The reason why he's starting right now, I don't think it's because there's anything wrong with Quan Martin. I think he's starting because he's extra special at the way that he plays that position. They did a breakdown on I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but nonetheless on YouTube there's a breakdown of Sarah Steele's coverage, and they use the example of how they use how Dan Quinn and how Joe Witt use the nickel cornerback with Dallas and in previous schemes that they've had before, and they break down how he'll be able to play this position with what he did in Michigan. And Michigan actually ran a similar coverage to what the defense, the defender, the D-backs do. And something weird, not weird, but something odd that was about Quinn and Witt that I heard, which is going to be very interesting to see. The coverage in the coverage behind the front seven is different. And usually I don't hear about coordinators explaining defense like that, but the front seven is running one type of rush package, and the defenders or D-backs and the safeties have a whole nother coverage that aligns with that. So it's like two different defensive calls, one call. So Witt creates turnovers via understanding the coverage or that Quinn is trying to create, and he's able to create, I guess, illusions of what's there and what's not there. So it's kind of like showing something and then completely changing it at the last minute so that the quarterback is reading the opening and he's making reads for it. Sanford still got a whole like 8 minute, only 8 minutes, but an 8 minute tape on him on YouTube, and the guy breaks down his coverage in the way that Joe Witt runs his coverage. This guy Sanders still is so high. His grade was so high that is why I believe we traded that pick with the Eagles, not specifically with the Eagles, but for the spat. And that I think that we went with him instead of going with Quinyon Mitchell. And for our defensive formations and what we're trying to run, Witt and Quinn like bigger cornerbacks. They don't really like the small guys like Sam Steele or Forbes on the outside as much as they do working them on the insides. The reason Forbes is doing special teams and all that is because they naturally, I don't believe, want to play him on the outside. But if he's not a good slot cornerback, they've got to find some other things to do with him. And his contract's too big to just let him go right away without.
Nah, Forbes. They said that Forbes, he has good return skills.
No, I know
what,
what I'm saying. What I'm
Well,
saying,
let's
in
look
my
at some
opinion,
tape
is
on Sandra Street while we sitting here. But go ahead,
that,
y'all finish. Go ahead.
what I'm saying is that they're saying that about Forbes is because I know that Witt and Quinn don't want to play smaller guys on the outside. I think that what they're trying to do is that when they do play him on the outside, like far as subs, rotations, or if there's the dime coverage that they want to try to run and implement, if he's an extra corner out there, they're saying, hey, look, this is what the opportunity is. We may not be able to get you to start right away every down, but when you get in the game, if we can put you in position to make some plays, if you can get a return and you can do something with the return, that will more than reassure you to be able to get more time on the field.
Right.
I do believe that he'll, because again, Joe Witt was one who also echoed what I said on the show before that. Deron Bland was very, very, very good last year for the Cowboys. It definitely was lights out. And his tape in college is not as good as Forbes' tape is. I also believe that Joe Witt is excited about working with Forbes, even though not the same size that you would love. But at the same time, if this guy can produce, because it's all about producing. You can always want a taller corner and this and that. But if you got a guy that's producing at a high level, then you've got to give him opportunity. So the same way that I argued about Dax Milne, like I believe Forbes would find itself on the field because Joe Witt wants turnovers and a guy that can possibly score for your defense if the offense is struggling, especially, or if you can just score for the defense to give yourself extra points, is always something that's beneficial.
I definitely agree with that. I do want to see more of Sandstream since they got him as a starter. I mean, starting at the slot at rookie is tough. It's tough. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. In my opinion, that's a lot to ask. In regards to Sandstream, that's a lot to ask. Y'all don't think so?
Nah, if you running the same thing that you ran in college, then you really don't have that high of a learn. I mean, your learning curve is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the less you have to try to adjust or learn at the next level, is the better you are at being able to just go out there and play the game. You know what I'm saying? From his stats and from all of his time in Michigan, the kid's been a captain on top of that. Like we talk about, like what I loved about Darrell Green and him being the short cornerback and being able to have the success that he's had. Like this guy displays all of that. I'm not saying that he's Darrell Green. I know that that is a far reach, but what I am saying is that he displays the abilities that one of my favorite cornerbacks, one of Washington's best corners and favorite adored cornerbacks has had. He displays that. I won't say he displays the lightning speed that Darrell has always presented, but at the same time, this kid can really play football, bro. I won't say that I was at all angry at the pick once I watched his tape. Not only that, the defense that he played for, and again, it just wasn't this defense, you know what I'm saying, being ranked number one without his help, and he was just on the team. Nah, he had a lot to do with them getting turnovers. He had a lot to do with helping shut down some of the better receivers and certain schemes that they were trying to run. So I just felt like he just did a good job at his job. And I feel like if you don't change the language, you don't change the coverage and make it too complicated for him to understand, I feel like you got a winner in the pick.
I feel you. We watching the tape from Sandstream against Maryland right now. That's the only tape they really have of him against the full team every play like that. So you watching a little film of Sandstream. I just want to get a peek at it because I mean, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask, in my opinion. A slot receiver is a tricky position. You know, it's a tricky position, and it's because, especially as a rookie, he's going to be targeted. I don't care who he's supposed to be. You could be supposed to be the greatest, whomever. You're going to get targeted as a rookie.
I like that matchup.
You're going to get targeted.
If you put my number one cornerback on your third best receiver, that's a matchup I think anybody is willing to take in the league. And even though I'm not saying that he's our number one corner, I'm saying that that's how well they feel that he plays his position. So if you can be that type of target on the number 3 guy, then you're essentially being able to shut
CeeDee
down.
Lamb plays the slot.
That's not
So
going to
he'll
be
effectively be against CeeDee Lamb.
CD not going to be able to do that.
Huh?
I said CD not gonna be able to do that this year. He will, but
That's you know what you're saying.
yeah, he's not gonna be able to do that. They don't have a lot of the same receivers that they got, bro. His responsibility is changing up this year. He'll still be in the slot because he's heavy on being moved around, but he's not gonna be in the slot as much as he was last year.
I mean,
And again,
more so, I'm just saying.
Even if in
the
slot,
NFL, they target rookie quarterbacks. They target rookie cornerbacks. That's why they did Forbes like that last year.
That's fine.
So he's going to be tested.
Slot cornerbacks.
I don't see nothing on the film that. Yeah, no, I was just saying I don't see nothing on the film. Merlin don't seem to be going at him like that. Merlin is throwing away from him a little bit. They just ran his way. That was the guy blocked him pretty decent, you know. So I mean, I don't see nothing massively impactful here. He's playing his J. He ain't getting beat. Oh, he got beat there. He got beat there. He got a pick. There you go. He did get a pick. There you go.
I mean,
he got a pick.
Even when he got beat, did he get beat bad or did he get beat for a touchdown or did he? You know what I'm saying?
No, it was a slant, a quick slant. He got beat for a slant.
Yeah.
He got beat for a slant.
And his get back was a pick.
Yeah. They just threw his way again. He got beat again. Somebody blocked him on the screenplay. So that's all I'm saying is that he gonna be tested. And believe you me, when he is, we coming back to this film. This, you know what I'm saying? We coming back. Y'all said he was okay there. He go another screen. Oh no, they didn't throw. Oh, he got beat again. That's him getting beat again.
You don't get beat on the screen, bro. It's
no. He didn't get beat on the screen. They faked the screen, and he trailed the man, and he got beat on the catch. It was him and them guy 1-on-1. Merlin hanging in with these guys. Let me find out. Merlin is they hung in there. Merlin got a chance to go up, but they just couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't seal the deal. Safety. Is that a safety? Oh no, they at the 1 yard line. Merlin hung in there though. Merlin hung in there with these guys. In Merlin too. Sandstreet with the second pick. He got a second one. Jump ball. Yeah, it wasn't a good thrown ball, but it was a jump ball. He got it. You know, I ain't gonna take nothing away from him. It was a poorly thrown ball, but he definitely got it. He intercepted it like he was supposed to. He got good hands. I see him with good hands. You know what I'm saying? I see him with good hands. He's gonna catch the ball if it touch it. If it touch him, he's gonna catch the ball. That was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But do y'all think that's enough, though, is the question, to handle some of them?
Bro, how many corners? I'm just asking, how many cornerbacks at the slot position get interceptions in the NFL? Like on a consistent basis. Like, when is the last time a slot cornerback led the league in interceptions?
I would have to look that up. I ain't never researched.
When is the last time a corner went without allowing no catches in a whole year? Because I literally just heard you vilify my man for allowing a play. Like, cornerbacks get caught on, bro.
Well, let's be clear about this. Merlin is not the same program as Michigan. So
they had Taluga's brother on their team.
Right, but they're still not the same caliber of the Michigan squad. I wouldn't put them
you got to think about it. If he got 2 picks, even if he got like 2 passes caught on him, 2 picks is enough to call it as makeup plays.
Well, that's part of why his team put that game up, though. I mean, because that's the only game you can see where it's a versus, where it's him on every play. So I get it. They were trying to help him get drafted. I get it.
You want to know how you want to know how you can look up more than that? Just go Michigan versus, and you can find all of the games, bro.
No, you can't find him though specifically.
You can look on the play, bro. He's visibly on there. He starts every play. You can see him. Even though you're looking at him out right there,
seeing him and actually having him point, this is the guy right here that you're looking
You
at.
not gonna miss him, bro. That's what I'm telling you. You're not gonna miss him. You looking for him right now. What I'm saying to you is you're not gonna miss him if you look at the game and just look at it. He's not somebody you got to try to find. He's a captain on the team and he's visible on a lot of the passing plays. You can go to any Michigan game.
You okay?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll go to his game log. Let's go to his game log and see what we got out of him. Let's go to his game. I'm just saying that has me a little nervous. That's all. That's all.
Champ Bailey started his first game. Fred Smoot started his first game. They was pretty good.
Sandstrill had the 2 picks against Maryland, but he ended up with 5 picks. He didn't have any more 2-pick games though. So that's why they put that one up. That's why they specifically put that one up.
Bruh, how many cornerbacks get double-digit picks in NCAA on a regular basis?
I would have to look that up.
Having like what? I'm not even sure what player you're looking for. Like even the Deion Sanders didn't get double-digit picks. Was Deion a bum? Are you gonna say he's a bum? You trying to say he didn't get caught on in college? I could tell you the game that he gave up 7 catches. The Deion, and again, he turned out to be a Hall of Famer. So I'm waiting on what giving up a catch shows you. You got to look at so much more to understand a cornerback. And again, he's on the national championship defense. They were the top 5 defense, top 10 defense, in college every year that he's been on their team. He's been a captain 2 of the 3 years that he's on their team.
Right. I'm just saying he will be tested. That's all I'm saying.
So coach you have
he's going to be tested thoroughly. He had and when you look at his stats, it's nothing that really a massive stats. His stats are not, he got 2 forced fumbles. I think that's really good. He had 2 forced fumbles against Iowa. He has 2 sacks at cornerback. I think that's really good. So it ain't nothing that pops out. Ain't nothing. He has two interception returns. I think that's really good as well. So I think he got some stuff that's decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking him. I just know how the NFL could be. We just watched this Forbes go through this last year. So if me being concerned, it shouldn't be
all that. Stop using that. If y'all that means you have no excuse to last year. That means
any rookie quarterback you can name.
There's no excuse to last year. We need not to use no excuse no more if we're going to bring up last year, knowing it was a tank season. We have to count that and say that all of that counted, regardless of what happened. Let's not give nobody
rookie cornerbacks are targeted. That's all I'm saying.
You are going to give Sam Howell a pass, then this means that you got to take the pass off the table for Sam Howell. And
I don't have to take the pass off the table for Sam Howell. Because,
what are you about?
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because at cornerback, it ain't about what play you call. It ain't about nothing. It's about this man versus me versus you. That's not the same thing at quarterback. You need a line to block. You need receivers to catch the ball. You need to run the ball a little bit to keep the defense off guard. But at corner, it's me versus the guy in front of me.
Yep.
That's the difference for me. Quarterback, you need a little bit more for me. Quarterback, you just need the right play call. You need a whole bunch of crap. At corner, though, no, it's me versus the guy in front of me.
So why'd you want to keep Kendall Fuller? He was on that same team that got done what they did to last year.
I didn't want to keep Kendall Fuller. I just listened to it too. I didn't. I said Kendall Fuller should be cut. I said that because of that reason. I actually said that during
the show after that, though. You said you asked if the coaching staff should be ridiculed for letting go to Fullers for not picking a number 1 cornerback, saying as though what the team went through last year.
Right. No, I'm saying should they be? That was just a question. It wasn't saying what I felt. Again,
your opinion.
I was asked the question on air. I said Kendall Fuller should be cut.
But go back to your opinion on the question I just said that you asked. When you said should I, we'll go back to your segment on there and what your opinion was. Your opinion is different than whether Kendall Fuller should be cut or not. Even though you said Kendall Fuller should be cut, your opinion based on that suggests differently. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but again, that secondary for me was a problem. So I'm not all that enthusiastic. I'm not even enthusiastic by a lot of the guys I seen on there. I know Forrest is good. Chin, to me, it's a remain to be seen. To me, St. Jude should not be starting at all. I would not like to see St. Jude. I would put Sandstrill. That's why I say if it was me, I'd put Sandstrill in St. Jude's spot, if anything, because St. Jude is, to me, is just not. I mean, I never liked St. Jude but so much. He had a good season, though. He did have a good season in the Carson Wentz. I always call it the Carson Wentz season. He had a good season in the Carson Wentz season. The best one that I saw him have. However, last year was really bad.
You put him in the slot?
No, I don't put St. Juice anyway. I get him off my team personally.
So you don't have we don't have any.
If you was gonna get rid of somebody, to me, that's who you should have got rid of. The way, you know, Forbes was bad too, but Forbes was a rookie. So I do give somewhat of a pass for that because I know at cornerback, it's really hard to transition in, especially with a bad defense. So I'll give Forbes a little bit of a pass because he was playing on a really bad defense, really bad coordinator. First year, just a whole storm that y'all purposely tanking. So it's just a whole storm full of crap that went on. St. Juice not getting that same pass. He was just bad. He was just bad. Not for me, at least. You know, I think St. Juice was just bad. He could have picked some of that up. You know. So yeah, I'm not even enthusiastic about St. Juice. But let's go. I didn't even go through the safeties. Chin at the start, strong safety. Forrest at the start and free safety. Percy Butler is behind Forrest. Tyler Owens is behind Percy Butler, and Ben Nickel. Ben Nickel is behind. That's from, I think he went to Notre Dame. Is behind Tyler Owens. Dominique Hampton. Oh no, is it Dominique Hampton? One of them went to Notre Dame. Dominique Hampton is behind Jeremy Reeves. Jeremy Reeves is behind Chin.
Jeremy Hampton went to Saint Baptiste Baptiste went to Notre Dame. Dominic Hampton went to Washington.
Okay, all right, got you. Okay, so yeah, how do y'all feel about Jeremy Reeves behind Chin? I don't really like that. I don't like Reeves as a strong safety. That's me.
Jeremy Reeves?
I don't like Reeves as a strong safety.
Nah, he's not going to play period as strong safety. Jeremy Reeves is games. And if he play pretty good as safety though, he played pretty good as strong safety when he
and no, at free safety, I like his coverage. Believe it or not,
he's not a free safety.
I know. I'm just saying, I like his coverage personally. You know, I like his coverage. I don't think he has a specific position as free or strong. I don't think.
Who, Sandstrill?
No, Reeves.
Well, Jeremy Reeves is going to be special team specialist from what they say.
Right.
So that's his main role, but he'll back up at safety.
Right.
Now, Rose saying which one? Like he was saying they like him at free safety. At free safety.
Well, what they saying that they've been rotating in the OTAs, so he'll fill in wherever I think needs to be filled in at that spot. They have a star position. They have a star position, so I don't think that he'll be in that star position because they said that last year they kept about 3 people in that star position. So I could see him playing free because that's his normal position, but then he'll probably back up as strong as well.
I don't know. I like him again, he might back up as strong. Okay, I can see that. But I personally like him at free safety a little bit more than strong safety.
Yeah,
I think he's a better coverage guy than tackle guy. That's why I say that too.
Yeah, but it depends on the scheme.
Yeah.
Your strong safety might be the guy that plays, that may rotate to the top of the, they might run a cover 3 where the strong safety is the one covering the middle of the field. And the free safety, the one coming down in the box.
I can see that. I'm just saying in general, just in speaking terms, I think he's a better cover guy than tackler. And he's a good tackler because he plays special teams, so he can obviously tackle. You know, he's obviously, you know, a decent tackler. I just feel like I like him better coverage. I think he makes more of an impact coverage guy. I've never really seen him get beat up the way he's terrible. Get him out of there. I haven't seen him in that light yet. I've seen St. Juice, for instance, in that light. I've seen Forbes in that light. The same thing I felt like with Quan Martin. I feel like Quan Martin together with Derek Forrest is a crazy tandem.
Well, Quan Martin is starting as right now. They look like he's going to be starting at the free safety position.
They got right on the one I'm looking at. They got Jeremy Chin. I mean, they got Derek Forrest at the free, Jeremy Chin at the strong.
He been what's the name on the OTAs? Jeremy Chin has been the strong safety, and Quan Martin been the free safety with the number one group.
So you going to put Quan Martin in over Derek Forrest?
That's what it looked like they're doing. Not
no
me.
Way. No way. They ain't that foolish.
Yeah,
no, I mean it makes sense. It does.
So to have Derek Forrest come off the bench makes sense.
Yes, he covers better than Quan Martin covers better than Derek Forrest.
No, he doesn't.
What are you talking about?
Well,
go to. Never
Derek Forrest. I would say the thing about Derek Forrest is that he hasn't been healthy.
That's the only thing is he hasn't been healthy. Other than that,
you know. So
Derek Forrest been lights out.
Do you put your franchise in the hands at least until he can stay healthy? Do you put that in his hands? Like, not really. And I think Quan Martin developed a lot last year. He played a lot of ball. So I could see Quan Martin being a starter day one, him and Jeremy Chin.
Over Derek Forrest?
I thought Jeremy Chin might end up being the star. What they call it, I'm gonna call him the dead star because we don't do no stars around here. So I'm gonna call him the dead star. I thought he could have been the dead star, which is that slot position. But when they got Sandstrill, that kind of solidified that Sandstrill probably play that position. And then you got and then you'll have Jeremy Chin as your strong safety, which is like a Cam Chancellor, if you think about it. And then you'll have Quan Martin as your damn, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, it's drawing a blank.
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas. I mean, yeah, Earl Thomas.
Derek Forrest played more like Earl Thomas than any of them.
Yeah,
well,
no,
I don't know, man.
How many interceptions Derek Forrest got?
He got a couple. He got some. He definitely got a couple.
Quan Martin is a game changer. Without him,
Derek Forrest is a game changer.
He's not the way that Quan Martin is, bro.
What? I disagree.
Derek Forrest is limited in his position, bro. I'm just reading to you everything everybody else has, and it's okay to have your own opinion. But when more than one person says this, bro, give them
more than one person. Who is saying this?
Almost everybody during his draft process. We also covered it during the draft.
Not during his draft process. I'm talking about after he played.
Right, Quan Martin is out. Is one of our most versatile backs. Dan Quinn in his first interview.
Forrest had 4 picks in 2022, right? And
what did he do last year? Why am I yelling?
He only played 5 games last year. He was hurt.
It's not my problem. It's not my problem. You and these Chase Youngs, bro. It's not my problem that he only played 5 games. You're going on somebody who was able to play.
One season he played though. He was hurt. He only played 5. And I ain't gonna say he was hurt because he probably might not have been hurt. In 2021, his rookie season, he only played 5 games, right? 2022, he only played 2022, he played all 16 games. He played all 16 games, and he had 88 tackles, 4 picks, 2 forced fumbles, another fumble recovery. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I think that's production, but if he can't be on the field every week, you're talking about let's say 16 plus 16, 32. That's 48 games that he could have played. And instead of him playing 48 games, he is down at 26.
Okay, I get it. I don't know why. I don't know what happened last year as far as whether they sat him down, whether he was even injured or what was going on last year. And he had 9 pass deflections
What are
too.
you talking about? He was
If
hurt.
Hold on, and he had 9 pass deflections
if he was this the thing, if he was healthy last
in that
year, right?
season too.
If he was healthy last year, coming off the year before having a really good year the year before, why wouldn't they play him? He couldn't have been healthy.
I gotta look at his. Let me look at his.
It was the same defensive coordinator coming into the year. It's not like you got to do new defensive coordinator. It's the same person.
I'm gonna look into his injuries. I'm just saying. I don't know, man. Derek Forrest a game changer. Just based on what I've seen him, what he done out there. Derek Forrest is a game changer. And that Quan Martin's a game changer too. I like Quan Martin, but he's not better than Derek Forrest. Not on no way, no how.
Derek Forrest cannot play slack cornerback. You do realize that your safety plays
That's why I said
cornerback.
We talking safety though. We ain't talking.
I said the player. So you didn't say at safety. That's a whole.
I said at safety. No, I said at safety.
I don't know if that's true, because if your safety can line up at slack cornerback, I'm sorry, bro. He gives you more versatility to play defense in this coverage. He gives you the ability to come down in the box and check a tight end and stay out 20, 30 yards if you need to go check an AJ Brown going down in field. You know what I mean? Going downfield. And he can cover the ball. He's not just trying to make a hit. He can cover the ball, meaning he can get a deflection or intercept the pass. He did it in the
I agree with that.
game during the season. He lined up at safety, got an interception last year. He lined up at cornerback, got a safety, and he lined up at slot and got a turnover last year.
He only had 1 turnover last year. He had 1 interception. That's it.
In preseason, he had an interception, and from the cornerback position. That was his first.
I mean, that don't count though. I ain't gonna.
That was Sean Taylor first game. We got 2 picks and they started it. What are you talking about? Those games do count. That's how you didn't even know those guys can play. Victor Cruz first game, he had 3 touchdowns by halftime. What are we talking about here, y'all?
That's how you make the team. But like,
you don't even know about these guys. You're right. Your guys are right.
No, preseason. I'm saying preseason is fine.
I don't count preseason.
I count preseason. I do count preseason because that is, as a rookie, that's the only way you can get. That's the only way you can get.
Jake Fromm was balling last preseason.
He was.
So I don't count preseason. I do like Fromm. You get what I mean? I'm still.
When was Fromm? You make my point. You make my point. He's not on this team and he's with another team because he did good in the preseason. But when else did he get a chance to play? Y'all kept the same bum quarterback on the field that y'all was all cheering on last year. He didn't have no time to play. If he played all 17 games, when does Fromm get a chance to play? He does not.
No, I agree with the.
So why'd you bring that point up? That's not a point. That's not a point. That's not a point at all. It's not a point. It's not a point. If Sam Howell was the starting quarterback, if he never got out of the game except for the time he got put on the bench, and Fromm is not the backup in that situation, he was never given a shot. Sam Howell played every single game. So you don't have a game outside of preseason to use Fromm as an example. That's not a good example in this particular instance. It's just not. And if you want to use that example, and I'll give you that one if you want to, he's not on the team this year into another play. He's on another team because of what he did in one game in preseason.
The reason I don't count preseason, and this is the reason I don't count it. The reason I don't count preseason is because, like I said, everybody's fishing for a job. Now, if you say he had a play in preseason, that's cool. I get that. Y'all saying that. But me personally, I don't count it because it's all about the 16 games. We don't go back into preseason. We don't go back last year and say that preseason game counted because it didn't count. You know what I mean? It didn't count at all. And so it's good. It's players that made good plays during preseason, and it helped them get a job, but it didn't help them.
They shut Derek Forrest down.
It didn't do anything for their stats. It didn't do anything for them to win a game for real. For real, the games don't count. They exhibition games, so I don't really count them as, just my opinion.
Hey, starters have been made in the
suffered a fractured shoulder against the Bears in the Bears game, and they shut him down. They didn't even give him a chance to come back. Yeah. So that's why I said that. That's why I was saying that. He had a fractured shoulder against the Bears.
They ain't shut the rookie down though.
And they shut him down.
That says a lot about the rookie that they didn't shut the rookie down. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Every negative you can spin with that, or positive you can give. There's another positive on the other side that a rookie with way less experience, somebody could have came back from a shoulder injury. And you just said we just talked about Chase playing through something because it's a contract year.
Rivera is the one. Rivera said Rivera said I'm not going. He coming along well, but I'm not going to. Essentially we ain't playing him. we got Jeremy Reeves. That's what he said. And then Reeves got shut down. He shut Reeves down a couple weeks later.
Yeah, I mean, I personally look at Ron Rivera as a dumpster fire as a coach at this point. You know, he was making, especially when he had to be the coordinator, he was making the worst decisions possible. So, like, I'm not saying
he put him on
really
injury reserve on October 9th. He put both of them on injury reserve. By October 9th, they was both on injury reserve.
I really do like Forrest, and I'm glad that Forrest is still with the team. I think every player, especially players that's going to get playing time. We're not going to deny that Forrest is going to get playing time. He's going to be on the field. You know what I mean? So if we can keep those players fresh in rotation, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah and no. Me personally, I want to see the best players on the field together, right? And so that's how I felt like even when we had Sean Taylor, right? And I was like, dang, Sean Taylor's good, but where's LeVar Arrington? If y'all remember, LeVar Arrington had something going on with the coaches and they was beefing, and he didn't play until week 9 against San Francisco, and they scored 50 points. They had 6 turnovers in that game. Once him and Sean Taylor got on the field together. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see the best players on the field together. I mean, it's all good to have, whatever and rotation, and that's all good too. But I would like to see the best guys get out there together. I want to see Quan Martin and Force out there together. I don't know what Chin can really do. So I'm not going to put him in that mix. That's Dan Quinn putting them in the mix. I don't even put Jeremy Chin in the mix at all when it comes to that. Because, again, he could be good, whatever. I haven't seen it. I know he wasn't making no noise in Carolina. He's never really made no noise. Like per se, a Bobby Wagner. You can't dispute a Bobby Wagner. You can't dispute even a Dorrance Armstrong to some degree. You really can't dispute, because even when he came in, I'm pretty sure he had a couple sacks against us. So even a Frankie Louvu can't really dispute that a little bit. You know what I mean? Because he played against us and he played well. I believe he had 12 tackles when he played us. I can't say the same thing for Chin. So for me, I've seen what Quan Martin could do. I'll put Quan Martin in there before I put, and same thing with St. Juice. That's why I said I'd rather St. Juice, man. You can put him on the bench for all I care, because I've seen what he can do. So I just want to see all the players out there get your best 11 on the field together. That's always going to be mine. Now, again, I like Percy Butler. I want to see Percy Butler get out there. I want to see more of Emmanuel Forbes. I'm not sure he got a good shake last year. I don't know if he was set up or what, but it seemed like everybody got torched to some degree. So, I don't know what you get with that. However, I do want to see all them guys get on the field together. I would like to see Butler out there because I think Butler got massive instincts, massive speed. I'm just not sure he was coached by the right people. If you ask me, he wasn't. And I'm not even talking about Del Rio when I say that. I mean more or less Ron Rivera when I say that. I think Del Rio was a great coach. I don't have the same sentiment for Ron Rivera. So I'm not sure he just was coached by the same guy at the helm. I think if Del Rio was running, I think the best of this team.
I refuse for you to say that without me getting away with saying you crazy in hell. Ain't no way somebody let up that many points by the Bears and by the Cowboys gonna ever be revered to me as a damn great coach. And why he got fired? I'm happy Eric Bieniemy and him got into an argument. He ain't had no pride.
Well, the thing is, even with the Dallas game, I felt like he was coaching a good game before.
Before that, for 3 years in a row, bro, outside of the playoff season, and even that season, outside of Alex Smith's heroics, you didn't have no games where we was almost, I think it's 6 games. I did it the other day. 6 to 8 games in 4 years with Rivera being a coach, where we were down by more than 12 points at halftime. We bet we had the lead in 8 games in 4 years at halftime. That's crazy.
That's not.
How are you a good? How are you a good How are we giving credit for being a good coordinator when we were literally, at least for me, we're literally, and I'm arguing that I was one of the people too. I'm literally arguing on our show that hey guys, if we're not down by 17, we got a chance. We got a chance. This is week in, week out. That I'm saying, as long as we're not down by 2 touchdowns, we got a chance to win the game.
We had a top Del Rio for whatever reason, whether he was good or bad, he had 2 top 10 defenses while he was here out of 4 years.
One of those years we had the worst team, the worst division in NFL history for the NFC East. Let's not forget that part.
Don't matter. They still
all right. Again, like I said, for somebody like you who I know, and I'm not just trying to debate with you, you have a high standard of certain stuff. And today, we just getting over some of the softest stuff that I don't usually hear you say. I may be more surprised.
No. What I'm saying is that for me, I never saw that defense, as far as that season at least, outmatched. None of the top 10 seasons did I really see them outmatched, like massive, like this past season that just happened. We didn't see a lot of that. Yeah, they got beat up, but even in the Dallas game, the Dallas game at home, where Heineke started the little COVID game, they started that game. They was down like 28-0 or something. They end up losing that game by 7 points. So they wasn't really outmatched per se. You know what I'm saying?
So again, I wish Big Son was on here because, I think you could pull up that game too. I do not count a team who's not playing defense because we're trying to get the game over. If I've been up by 21 points most of the game, bro, only you are counting the comeback. When the team can't win or can't come back, the other team doesn't care, bro. I'm sorry. I've been watching football in the new way that they've had football for the last 5 to 7 years. And for the last 5 to 7 years, they promoted passing the ball. That's why teams don't finish in the last 5 to 7 seasons. That's why scoring has gone up at almost 17 points in the last 10 years. 17 points. There's 2 touchdowns and a field goal more than they were ever scoring for 30 years of football before that. So the game is changing. There are certain things about the aspects of the game, whether I like it or not, teams are not doing because that's not the way that it sells or for whatever the reason is, the politics of it, whatever the case may be. How I look in the NBA and fouls on Luka are not the same fouls that they are on Anthony Edwards. Yes, I could be looked at as a sore loser. I am looking at a shift and change of how sports work. Today, if we're looking at it, I'm not going to give credit to someone who has been historically bad. Whether those 2 teams were top 10 and they were not that bad, one of those years, your entire division was the worst that it's ever been in. Not just bad. It wasn't just the worst that it was in the NFL or worst division in the NFL. It's worse than it has ever been. Total combined wins and losses in NFL history since all 4 teams have been in existence.
In the game I'm talking about, the one game I'm talking about, Dak Prescott final stats was 22 for 39. 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Zeke Elliott was the leading carrier. 12 carries for 45 yards, no touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches for 61 yards. That's it. That was a good call game.
What was the score?
27-20.
And what you said, what year was this?
This was 2021.
This is the playoff year is 2020, right?
Yeah, now I'm not talking about the playoff year. I'm saying even in the Dallas game, we started off. Hold on. When we started off that game, Dallas was up 24-0 at halftime.
So why does Dak Prescott need to have a 300-400 yard game if there's no reason to have it? I'm asking a question. Let me finish my question. You explain to me, if you can, why I need to have the stats when I'm already winning the game. I'm already winning the game 21-0. Halftime is here. What do I need to make my quarterback go out there and get another 100, 200 yards for?
He had 200 yards.
I just said another.
He had 2 interceptions too. I'm just saying. Zeke Elliott, you got at least, if you up, you got at least run the ball. Zeke only had 45 yards.
For stupid reasons and stuff like that. Why am I going to ask him to go out and get another 100, 200 yards? And why I'm about to show any more of my offense to the next?
You still got to run the ball, though. That's my only thing. Even with that being said, you still got to run the ball to finish the game. They didn't even do that. I don't think Del Rio called a bad game. Even in that game when they was up 24-0. Just to use your example, because you said something about the halftime thing. So that's why I wanted to throw that out there. Even in a game where it's 21-0. really, you know, I'm just saying. Still only lost by 7.
7-0 in the halftime or 10-0 at halftime, and it ended 21-0. Then the yardage and all of that would make more sense because the Cowboys are actually trying to pull away and trying to win. When we're already up 21-0, and there's no way that this team who barely can get a first down on a regular basis, are we worried about winning the game? We're not even playing real defense against them, rivalry or not. We can go back and watch the game together when I show is over, and I will point out each and every play that I'm explaining to you that this is how the NFL works and where the Cowboys don't care. I remember us calling this game as well. They're not trying because they don't care, especially when we've shown for 2 quarters that we can't move the ball.
I totally disagree with that.
And we can go back and watch it when the show is over, so we don't hold it. And I will point it out to you, bro. I don't have no problem with that. I got plenty of time. I'm gonna be up most of the night anyway.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you what I'm going to do is actually I'll pull up every drive. I can pull up every drive, and I'm just saying they cared. They just couldn't do anything. Del Rio called a good game. Just because y'all are done, y'all didn't have any points at halftime. And instead of that being looked at, we talking about Del Rio.
I call my brother for you again when we get off the show to give you an example of coaching in a situation like this. We was coaching against Hamilton. Hamilton was a rec team. We had to play Merlin Heat the next week. We are up 30-18 in the playoffs against a team we had not beat all season. They beat our tail the first game. The second game, we had some subs where a couple of kids didn't play until halftime because they had some school issues and stuff like that. So we got beat by them both games in a row. We up 30-18 in the playoffs on these dudes. We could have, me and Coach wanted to keep stepping it up. He wanted to keep scoring. Mac looked at me and was like, no, we need to chill. We're just going to run the ball. We're going to run some of the same plays that we ran in the first half because we're not going to show the team we have to play next week more of our available plays when we're already up by enough that this team does not threaten us to win. Okay. When we go back and watch it, you name the drives though.
Let's do it like this. First drive of the game. We go the whole game. First drive, Dallas, field goal. Second drive, interception. Third drive, touchdown. Fourth drive, punt. Fifth drive, field goal. Sixth drive, field goal. They got their points off of the return off of what we was doing on offense, a fumble recovery for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown. That's where the most points came from. On the second half. Hold up, second half.
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you after the first drive.
First drive. Yeah. No, I said the first half, they got their points from the interception return for a touchdown and the fumble recovery for a touchdown. That's how they got their point. Dallas got their points. It wasn't from Del Rio's side of the ball. Now, and you go on the other side, you go on the second half. Dallas didn't score no points at all. No, they got a field goal. That's the only points they got in the second half.
So it's 24-0. I'm asking you, what do you at 24-0? And when is the first time that the Redskins scored?
Second half, Redskins scored. Second half. We had a fumble. Another fumble for second half. The Cameron Curl bomb. Cameron Curl caught a bomb, a 56-yarder.
Cameron Curl? That's a safety.
Cam Sims. Cameron Sims.
When is this in the third quarter?
That is
early, middle.
It says at 9:16
in the third quarter.
Sorry, Jared Patterson scored first. 7:47 in the third.
So middle of the third quarter. All right, is your first point. It's 24-7 when you first score. Explain to me at this point do you feel that the Redskins have a chance to come back at 24-7?
At 20-7, I do.
It's not 20-7. You said they only scored a field goal. You said they only scored a field goal.
Right. So I wanted to go to the.
Hold on. A field goal for the Cowboys in the second half means they had 24. You said they had 27-20 was the ending score. So they had 24 going into the second half. The Redskins didn't score in their first drive in the second half. They scored, I'm assuming, their second drive. So the Cowboys have eaten up whatever amount of time. The Redskins ate up whatever amount of time for those first two drives, whatever happened. All right, they scored on the third drive, assumingly, and this is with 7 minutes and some change left. You right?
Right.
All right, that's halfway in the third quarter. It's 24-7. for a team that for 2.5 quarters has not scored the ball. Even if you go out as Dallas and you want to put together a scoring drive, if you don't score, if all you do is waste 5 minutes, how much time was the next time that the Redskins got the ball and scored? What was the time that was left?
When they scored the next touchdown, it was 5 minutes left.
Third quarter still.
No, fourth quarter.
5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I don't care. Look how much from so that
To
means
keep saying they don't care is ridiculous.
That means that the Redskins had drives where they did not hold on. That means that the Redskins had drive where they didn't score, and the Cowboys had drives where they held the ball.
The Cowboys never held the ball. That's what I keep telling you. It was 3 and out. Every single possession was a 3 and out in the second half.
Redskins, it can't be a 3 and out. And if it is, if it is a 3 and out, then that means that the Redskins had the ball 20-something times in the second half and couldn't score.
No, it was a 3 and out. They turned the ball over. Redskins had a fumble in the second half. Antonio Gibson fumbled. They had an interception.
That's 2 turnovers.
No, sorry, fumble. So no fumble for Washington in the second half. Then they had 3 and out. Dallas, and if they had a fumble, they did have a fumble in the last drive. They had a fumble. Dallas went 3 and out in every single possession, except for one where they went 9 plays, 43 yards, and ended up in a punt. That's their first possession of the half for Dallas. 9 plays, 43 yards, a punt. 4 plays, punt. 5 plays. Oh, that's with a field goal they got after the fumble, after the Antonio Gibson fumble. They got a field goal out of that. But 3 plays, punt. Three plays, punt. 2 plays, interception, return for a touchdown, the Cole Holcomb touchdown. 3 plays, punt. What? Dallas was trying. They just couldn't do nothing.
They never were in a threatening place to lose. Are you? I'm not arguing.
They never.
You
the
got
whole
it, bro.
game, though, they were never.
They were never in a. The Redskins never had an opportunity to win, sir.
No.
Just
How
the
you
score
think
alone. No, it doesn't. If you say they didn't score their second touchdown till 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Dallas is not threatening to lose that game with 5 minutes. The Redskins didn't have the type of offense that would have produced that. Whether they tried to or not, they scored 20 and stopped them over 15 times in the game. On 3 and outs, they almost had 10 of them, and they still couldn't get 21 points in the game. What I'm telling you is that Dallas didn't care. You can say that as much as you want to. It's no reason for me to try as hard as you're trying to say, because the team I'm playing ain't that good for me to have to do all of this when I have somebody else that I got to play next week. You keep making it more important about this rivalry when that team not good enough for us to be a rival. When we're a 10 to 12 win team every year, we're thinking about playing somebody who's actually going to the playoffs, not the Redskins when they're not a good team. I'm sorry that is breaking the reality strain for you and stuff like that, but that's reality. Unfortunately, it's a reality that I got to face as well. I'm not just saying this because I want to be right in the situation. It's the team that you're facing. Del Rio was not good for 4 years, bro. He was good for 1 season. The 1 season that he was good for is not the years that we were 7 and 9. I do not, nobody, the same way that we're not supposed to count last year because it's a tank year. Nobody outside of Redskin fans counts that 7 and 9 season. Every fan outside of our division, that's in our division, outside of Redskin fans, don't count that because everybody considers that to be the bum division of the NFL. Everybody, go ask them so you're aware of this, or go look on Twitter to see about that season. So no one regards this. Again, the man only had 8 leads in 4 or 5 years. He's been down by 2 touchdowns in over 30 games, and you're regarding him to be good. He didn't change anything for his last year, and knowing whether they were tanking or not, you did not change a thing, and you got ran through. When you got ran through the first time, you didn't change nothing, and it allowed it again. Once it happened again, you gave up a 230-yard receiver. After it happened again, you gave up more points than you ever let the Cowboys score on you in the first half. They had 40 points. No way I'm giving him a pass on being good. I'm sorry. I have a higher standard than that. Greg Williams was good. That's not good, bro. I'm sorry. Jim Haslett was bad, but not that bad. I'm not about to do that. That's my opinion. I'm not about to give him that. I'm sorry. I can't. No way. You produce probably 3 Pro Bowlers, a punter every year. That's what you get from the team with him on staff is a punter being the player of the year.
Yes, indeed. Still here on the Nature Sports Podcast, man, giving it to y'all real and raw. You know what I'm saying? Get it on up, get it on up, get it on up. Try to get the guys back up. That was me on technical difficulties. Hit the plug, baby. As usual, hit the plug. Didn't realize it was gone, but no. Again, just going over all the Redskins depth chart. And again, like I said from the very beginning, I don't know if Big Son's still with us, but like I said from the very beginning, I feel like Washington, I feel like we still got you know, I feel like we still got a good opportunity, but I'm a little bit. That's why, you know, when we looked at the depth chart, I'm a little bit perturbed by a couple things. A little bit taken by a couple things, to say the least. Just a little bit taken. I would like for one, the guys got to be healthy. To y'all points, we do got to have healthy guys out there, you know. So whether it's Forrest, Quan Martin did play all the games last year, and so and Forrest has been hurt over the last 3 seasons. You know, it was a shoulder injury last year. Whether Reverse shut him down or not, he was hurt. The first year he only played 5 games. He was hurt. So I think though, showing what he could do in the full season, I think he did show that he has potential to to be a factor out there. And that's only at the end of the day, that's all you really want is people out there to be who's going to be a factor in what we do. You know what I'm saying? But no, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Del Rio was the greatest coach ever. But I'm saying the best that I saw the team play was when Ron Rivera was sick, quote unquote, and Del Rio was when Ron Rivera was quote unquote sick, and Del Rio was coaching the team. That was the first year, the first playoff year, when Del Rio kind of had to take over for him a little bit. That's the best I've seen out of this group, out of Washington over the last couple of years. I'm based on what I saw out of Del Rio, I just think he called some really good games. And this is no knock to Scott Turner. After seeing Eric Bieniemy, I don't think Scott Turner was as bad as I thought he was. But there are some games where Scott Turner did put Del Rio in some crazy positions. Because even if you looked at the Dallas game, like we just talked about this Dallas game, the defense in that game only gave up in the first half a field goal, 3 field goals. All the other points the rest of the 24 came from 2 turnovers from Dallas. So I think it was a lot of situations like that going on. I think it was a lot of situations like that. Overall, though, I do think that Del Rio was a decent coach. I think he was a decent coach. I'm not going to say he was a bad coach. Ron Rivera was a bad coach, in my opinion. Ron Rivera was a bad coach. I never saw anything that Ron Rivera did during a game where I was like, oh, I'm impressed by that. I think he's doing a good job. Oh, that was great move by Ron Rivera. No, I can't recall of any time I've said that.
I give Rivera a little bit of credit for the fact that none of the players ever said what they said about Rivera to Del Rio. None of the players were saying that they loved Del Rio and they thought that Del Rio was like a father figure to them. I never got that from anybody with Del Rio. I got that a lot with Ron Rivera, and I agree with you on Ron Rivera not being a good coach. I'm not at all comparing the two. I do think that Del Rio is the better coach of the two, at least the more competent coach of the two. But Del Rio did bad a few times too. And I'm sorry, if my defense is this good and you're a defensive coach as well, you have to fire Scott Turner. You have to not let me argue with Eric Bieniemy like that and have my back. And we should be arguing with Eric Bieniemy on me having us having a chance to win the game, and Bieniemy is doing everything to blow that. When Ron at that point didn't show Del Rio that he had his back, I think that was also a turning point, whether they got fired or not, that maybe the friendship wasn't as solid as it should have been either, because at no point, even for himself, did I ever feel like Ron Rivera spoke up for himself. I felt like he spoke up for guys, and I think that that's why some of the guys liked him as a coach, because he did speak up for some of the players, but he also spoke bad about some of the players. Like Jamin, I don't think ever got a break from Ron. He always was trying to tough on Jamin. And I don't think that you're supposed to be a baby with any of these guys. Sometimes that tough love does work, and you expect a lot from guys. But I don't think that those guys held Chase to a high enough standard. To me, if you ask me, I felt like Chase might have scared those guys. That little DC thing about, I guys from the area, I'm not sure if, maybe not Del Rio, but I don't think Ron had the energy to deal with the chases and stuff like that, because I would have had a lot more to say about him not being available, but having a lot to say.
Let me ask you then. That's a good question, because people don't understand. Like, I always feel like every very successful team has an enforcer. It don't matter football, basketball, what. Who is going to be the enforcer for these 2024 Redskins? Who's the enforcer?
Can I answer, guys? I would literally say Bobby Wagner to start.
Right. Maybe. Yeah, you could say that's who I was thinking too.
If you say any of the original Redskins, I say Jonathan Allen, just because I feel like I think Daron Payne has a really good year this year, just for the fact that you picking Newton screams more about me having to step it up, or me having to give y'all a bigger year, or me just solidify my impact more than it has anything to do with Jonathan Allen. And I don't think it was a pick to slight Deron Payne at all. I'm just saying that I would feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Again, more just on the, oh, you don't think, oh, y'all don't think I got it, or y'all need to see more from me.
I agree.
Like I would probably take it like that. But if anything, between Payne and Bobby Wagner to start, if I were Jamin Davis, I would probably love to look at that role, to take that role, because this would be my best opportunity to let loose and really just go after the passer. I have a lot of people to support on the back end, and I could really worry less about that and really focus on just my side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like my side. Like, if I'm on the left side, making sure that I can rush the quarterback, but if something rushes out the backfield, like me keeping an eye out on that may be my biggest responsibility. But I can really focus on rushing the ball. And maybe that causes havoc itself, just when you know that you can stop a running play from starting, or be able to affect the passing game in a certain way.
Right. But we're gonna need an enforcer. And is that enough? I think you're right about Allen. I think you're right about Wagner. Wagner is a little bit different of an enforcer. I think it's more of a level of I've been here, done that. You ain't about to intimidate me. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I think it's the London Fletcher effect. Like, I don't think London Fletcher used to stick it. He used to stick guys. He not Ray Lewis hit hard, but London Fletcher don't sleep. And I think that's the same thing with Bobby Wagner. Even if some of the hit power has gone down, and that is no disrespect, I don't think it has. I'm just saying that if it has, I still think you have him involved with so many plays that you're just gonna have to see and hear him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be if you look up at the end of the play in the first drive, I mean in the first half, you got 30 plays, 35 plays ran by the offense, and you look up and Bobby Wagner has 16 tackles. But let's say that 5 of them are solo and 11 are assists. Like, the people that's getting tackled is going to get tired of seeing this number around the ball all of the time, and that's the type of enforcing I mean, like patting guys on the helmet, cheering guys on when they make a big play. Oh, you hit him first? Oh, I was on my way to, like, that type of enforcer, like being able to lead, help guys in emergency situations where it's a third and short, keep guys calm. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, make sure you call out the right call so guys can make plays and be in position when somebody does something wrong. Be able to pull them to the side in a way that it's not that Del Rio and Bieniemy embarrassing, where you can just like pull them up in the huddle. Maybe the camera might catch this, but it's not as open to everybody in the stadium. Just saw this right now type stuff.
Right. I can see that. I do think that we need an enforcer, and somebody's gonna have.
I'd like for it to be Jeremy Chin, with the fact that I feel like we are. It's hard for me to say because God is great. God is most incredible I've ever witnessed, and I don't want to say that there'll never be again. I'll just say I don't know if I'll ever be fortunate to, and I'm blessed to be healthy, so I'd love to live a long life. I just don't know if I'm going to be ever alive to see the remake of another Sean Taylor. And I feel like our organization needs, we need something like that, bro. And like I said, I'm not asking, to return of that player, because that's special cloth right there. Like, if God touched something, like, he touched all of us, but I just feel like he might have been there when he was being made or something like that. That's just such a special talent, bro. And it's just, I honestly can't even say that there's that many other players that I've seen since then that I could put on that level of that special. Patrick Mahomes is special. He's a quarterback, and he's not a standstill quarterback. He's mobile, but it's just not that level of he's special. And that's what I mean for anybody that's too young to understand what Sean Taylor meant. It's a level of special that the guys that were looked at like the greats, he made them look normal. And that's just not easy for people to do in the highest level of sports. And for him to be so young and to have so much left, you know what I'm saying? So much more to probably give to the sport.
Right.
That's about the only thing that probably kept him from being traded at some point in time. Outside of, if Joe Gibbs wasn't a coach, I'm not sure if we'd have been able to keep him here on a lifetime deal.
just for the fact that there were things that I don't if like Dave's not in the, like the media, like what Ro told y'all about the media. Like I'm not sure if he ever would have really gotten over that. Again, lo and behold, what I'm saying with Chin and the safety position, if not the safety position, as again when I said the last show, like a Champ Bailey, even though he was traded with the Broncos for the Clinton Portis pick, and I love Clinton Portis being here. Not maybe his last year and a half, but I still was a really big fan of Clinton Portis. But we need somebody in the secondary to kind of bring that essence back. We've always had someone good in the secondary that we could rely on. We've had jersey sales in that department. There's not been really many of them lately in the last 5-6 years to really be like aggressively proud of. Forbes is a rookie. You only had one shot. I believe you'll have more opportunities to give yourself a chance to make up for last year. St. Juice has been here so long that I really doubt that. I don't even know if they've made a St. Juice jersey. Any of the new guys, the Michael Davises, the Noah Ingleby's, like the rookie that's here, the few rookies, the Dominic Hamptons, maybe he'll get a jersey, but again, that's a safety position, and you're going to end up having to start at some point in time before it becomes something that you're really looking into. And then we forgot about him, like even with the Chins and the Martins and the Forrest, like I was the player of the year for Washington, a team that went to the national championship or went to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, and went far in college, and he was a dominant player on their team as well. So you have a lot of guys that if this guy doesn't work out, or if this guy doesn't work out, and from what they're saying, they want to rotate a lot. They want to give the teams a lot of different looks on defense and stuff like that. So I believe that you keep up offensive coordinators the same way that they keep up defenders when you don't know how we're going to necessarily attack you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I'm concerned about the enforcer position because you made a good point. Chase Young people were scared of Chase Young, whether he was stepping up, playing the way he's supposed to play or not. Even with him just being on the sideline, sometimes I felt like he was impactful. He found a way to use some of that intimidation to be impactful. And so I know that you need an enforcer. I don't care if you was Jordan needed an enforcer, even Jordan. So you need an enforcer, as we can see now with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark don't have no enforcers. And look what them girls doing to her. Look at their record out there with the Indiana Fever. And look at their record. And look at what they girls doing to her. Even in the female game, you need an enforcer. You need an enforcer. So on the offensive end, who's going to be the enforcer for Jayden Daniels? Because he might get some of that same treatment that Clark is getting, that Reese is getting, that some of them rookies is getting in the WNBA. Jayden Daniels could be susceptible to some of that. Who's his enforcer on the offensive end? That's the question for me. You have to have an enforcer. You have to. I know when RG3 was here, who was the enforcer? It was Trent Williams. You saw what he did to Richard Sherman after the game. He punched him in the face. And I ain't laughing at Richard Sherman getting punched in the face. So I'm laughing because of the point I made as far as because him and Richard Sherman, I believe, were teammates after that in San Francisco at some point. Trent Williams and Richard Sherman. So I know that them guys probably worked that situation out. So I don't mean to bring it up to be bringing up nothing crazy. However, that was the enforcer. That was the enforcer. Trent Williams was RG3's enforcer. So you couldn't do certain things to RG3 without having to deal with Trent. Jayden Daniels is going to need an enforcer. Period. He's going to need an enforcer. So Washington, all the guys playing, figure out who that's going to be. Figure out who that's going to be. Because he's going to need it. Especially if we start winning. And the talk gets big. And we start succeeding the way that y'all want to. You got to know what success going to bring too. You can't just get prepared to try to avoid failure. You have to try to succeed, but you have to know what that success is going to bring. And believe you me, it brings a lot of jealousy. It brings a lot of extracurricular activities after the play. It brings just a whole bunch of extra. And so you will need an enforcer to keep things stable. You don't want a situation where your quarterback is not protected. That's not what you want. You need an enforcer. So for Jayden Daniels' sake, on that end, I would just hope that they figure out exactly who they want that to be, or someone just assumes the role on their own. Don't even have to be an offensive line. It could be a receiver. Steve Smith was the enforcer out there in Baltimore when he played with them, even though he was on a team on the offensive end, even though he was on a team with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed on the other end. He still was the enforcer at receiver. Believe it or not, with Washington, when Joe Gibbs was here, after Riggins retired, the enforcers was the posse. Gary Clark, Art Monk, and Ricky Sanders was the enforcers on offense after Riggo left, after Riggo and the Hogs left. Well, not the Hogs were still there, but after Riggo left, it became the posse. That was who you didn't want to get upset. You didn't want to do extra. You didn't want to do that extra stuff against Gary Clark. Nah, that was Steve Smith before Steve Smith was Gary Clark. If anybody don't know that. That was Steve Smith before Steve Smith. You didn't want to play that game with him. You didn't want to play that game with the posse. They'll light you up. They'll light you up, run you off the field. So, I'm just saying, as an organization, as a team, you got to have enforcers. You got to have enforcers. You got to have enforcers, man. So, I think that, we are at the end of the rope. We didn't get to everything today. We did get to the rosters. We did get to some of the predictions. I mean, we definitely went over the predictions. We did not get to the PFF top 325. Didn't get to that. So, come Wednesday, Workhorse, we're going to jump into this PFF top 325 because y'all will be pleasantly surprised at what's in there for anybody, for all the teams. It's not just about the Skins on that one. It's about all the other teams are rated too, and all the other top players around the NFL have been rated according to PFF. Now, y'all know we had our gripes with PFF. They be wild sometimes. So that's why this is going to be a good conversation regarding the PFF top 325. I do believe this weekend also, we do have a Score the Fight coming up this weekend as well. After we get off of this program, even though it's late, it's late on the East Coast. However, it's still kind of early on the West Coast. Shout out to everybody out there who's listening from the West Side. Shout y'all out. So y'all can stay here at the Nature Sports Podcast. We've been running over the last 2 or 3 days. We've been running a lot of the old shows that will continue at the Nature Sports Podcast over the next 24 hours minimum. We will be running some of the older shows. We want to get all of y'all acclimated on how we do things. What y'all saw tonight is nothing new to what we do, especially imagine in game when the emotions is running high and teams are doing whatever it is they want to do out there, our team especially. And, we in here getting it in. As usual, this is nothing new to the Nature Sports Podcast. This is what we do. And you got to come with your proof. You got to come because we will pull a game up. We'll pull up a game log. We'll pull up a stat log. We'll pull up whatever we got to pull up to figure out what is the truth behind whatever it is that's being said here. on the Nature Sports Podcast. That's how we do. We have the NBA Finals coming up, though. Thursday, Game 1, Mavericks and Celtics. Mavericks. I don't know how I missed the Celtics. They've been there 20 times, literally. So I don't know how I missed them. But we have the Mavericks and Celtics Thursday night coming up. So that is something that we will call that game on Thursday. So I just wanted to inform y'all of that. Shout out to everybody out there who's listening, the Mavericks fans. I know this is an exciting time for y'all with Kyrie and all the guys doing their thing. They made it to the finals. I didn't expect it. But nonetheless, I gotta give credit where credit is due. They earned it. So we're gonna bring y'all that Boston and Dallas Thursday night NBA Finals. Y'all can come here, deal with us, chop it up with us during that time, of course. So, final thoughts. Going all the way to the top, McManus. I think I can speak for the guys when I say, a lot of the guys felt like he got what he deserved. If you need to hear individual opinions, you can always go back and look at the re-air of the show or look at the show itself, and you'll see on there. It is what it is in regards to McManus. He made his bed, got to lay in it. Hope it doesn't affect the team. I'm not sure that it won't. They got to play this really, really carefully, though, because kickers are funny business. We've seen that around here. So don't get too happy. Okay, he's gone, whatever. But that's not always a good thing. So let's see who else they bring in the door, how that person performs, what that person brings to the table in regards to kicking. We have Tress Way, so we do have good special teams in some regard. We do got Jamison Crowder as well. Good special teams. So we will want to insert a good kicker in there. So I'm hoping that they can put somebody in that's worth it.
Let Tress do it. Let Tress do it.
I mean, back in the day, they used to do that with a kicker, kick, and putt. So
My podcast.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. If he could do it, if he actually could pull it off. He's left-footed too. Is he left-footed? No, he's right-footed, right?
Yeah.
He's right-footed. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be too opposed to that if he could do it. Back to the roster. To the rosters. Y'all saw the depth chart. Again, it was things on there that I would change, but it's not my decision. It is ultimately Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's decision about who plays, who doesn't, and not just on defense. Dan Quinn is the head coach, so he's making the decisions too on offense. Cliff Kingsbury is the coordinator, so he has a lot of autonomy. But this is Dan Quinn's ship. So the people that he decides to play, the people he decides not to play, let's just make sure that we, as a Redskin fan base, hold him fully accountable for his decision. I can't really say that we did that the best way with Ron Rivera. We let them get away with a lot.
Yes.
Let Rivera get away with a lot.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah. Things he should have been scolded on. And should have been fired for. A year
and a half before the year he got fired.
Yeah.
Not just 2022, but he should have been fired after 2021, like mostly through that season. When he took when he put Carson Wentz in the game against the Browns, he should have been fired after that.
Yes.
No way in the world he's supposed to coach after that.
It's no way.
Not after, especially after what he did in Carolina to get himself fired. I think he kept his job way too long.
Yeah. So we were way too soft on Ron Rivera. We were even nationally, when the national media was even saying no, he needs to be fired. Like, I don't know what he's doing, what he's trying to do, but he needs to be fired. Even when the national media was saying get rid of Ron Rivera, we still kind of vouch for him here. And we should have been outraged when he was brought back after essentially the season to the New York Times. After essentially handing them the season. So let's make sure that we hold Dan Quinn accountable, that we hold Cliff Kingsbury accountable, that we hold Joe Witt accountable for what their jobs are. Because letting that ride, letting certain things ride ain't gonna benefit us now. This is Dan Quinn's ship. Everybody know what their roles are. We sit back and watch it, you know, and we just wanted to go over the depth chart. We went over the coaches, depth chart, front office. We've been giving it to y'all all the way around the board here at the Nature Sports Podcast. Y'all got to go watch. The repeats do come on too. Stick here. Make sure you watch this network, wherever you're watching that. At the bottom of the screen, you have all the links. All the URLs are at the bottom of the screen here. So you can get to any spot. We stream 24/7. 24. So reruns of the Nature Sports Podcast are consistent. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the follow button. Whatever button you got to hit to make sure you get that good info about this mob. Make sure you hit it, because ain't nobody got better info. No more better info than what we can give you. Trust and believe. So that's my final thoughts. What you got, Vito?
Hey, I totally agree. I don't got much to say other than that. I mean, like I said, I have a few different viewpoints, but at the same time, it's all love. And again, ultimately, if y'all guys listen to us, it is not for clickbait. Me and him are the same side. We one and the two in the same. We are just very, very, very passionate about our teams getting to where they are supposed to be at. We are both two different Redskin households, but we both grew up the same with an understanding that there is no football on Sunday if the Redskins don't play. We are a nationally covered team, and it's about time we get on top where we're supposed to be at. I'm not saying winning the Super Bowl every year, but we are a well-respected team, and that part needs to return on a consistent basis every single week.
I agree. And you'd be surprised at how many fans we have who listen to our show off the late night, because they sent messages. Like when we did the scheduling show, the schedule reveal, there was a lot of fans from on the West Coast who hit us up that night and said the schedule sucks because there is not even one game left on the West Coast. So that's why they said the schedule sucked, because they could not at least get to see one game on the West Coast. So schedule makers, that's what they said. The fans, we got fans in LA too. They want to see us too. They said that's why the schedule sucks. We don't have not one game on the road out west, not one. So they would essentially have to go to Dallas to see us this year.
That's crazy.
And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be honest. I believe that Jerry's World is probably a magnificent stadium, but I ain't going up in there to be around no cow. I don't even like Cowboy fans. I just don't want to be around them. I'm sorry. I don't not like that for real, but not a whole 90,000 Cowboy fans or whatever it is. No way. I can't do it. I cannot. I don't care how great the stadium is. Only way I would go to Dallas is in an NFC championship game. Oh yeah. I'm going to be up in there with my Redskin gear on, ready to do whatever it is that need to be done that day. That is the only time you might catch me actually considering hitting Jerry's World for an actual game. Is NFC Championship game, Washington Redskins versus the Dallas Cowboys, NFC Championship. I got to be there. That's a different ball game. Different ball game. For a trip to the Super Bowl.
True.
Us and them. That's why RFK 1983, ironically, no, 82. Ironically, 1981 going into 82. our first Super Bowl, where we got Dallas at home, RFK Stadium. The stand, we want Dallas, the stands rocking. I could just imagine what that place was like that day. RFK Stadium too. I can only imagine what that place was like. So again, we're gonna talk more about RFK. Speaking of RFK, the stadium apparently is the stadium talk is starting to heat up. The name change talk has already been heated up. We bring that up almost every show because it's such a big story here with the Reds. It's been such a big story. We've been talking about this name thing for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
For 4 years, we've been talking about this name thing.
Yep.
So, again, man, it's the Nature Sports Podcast. It's Washington football team. Y'all know what it do. Y'all know how we do. Washington Redskins, like I like to call them. Everybody else got their own names. I don't really use Commanders. Again, I told y'all on air why I don't use it. I just think that's as racist as it gets. If we want to talk about an racist, I don't even like to use the word racist when it comes to my skins because y'all all like to put a lot of all this other juice all in there. So I don't even use that word no more. That's how bad the DC media is. You can't even use sexual, like what Big Son was saying earlier about the sexual harassment. Oh man, we got to get away from that because of Snyder and all this other stuff. You can't even do certain things around this media. This media done got so crazy. Itching for a story. Man, we're gonna sign out though. This is the Nature Sports Podcast. Again, y'all can catch some of the reruns here on the Nature Sports. You can catch some of the reruns here. And we're gonna give y'all, as we always do, we're gonna give y'all the workhorse come Wednesday and this Major Mondays. We're gonna sign off. See y'all.
Workhorse.
Workhorse. Yes, indeed.